ghostly hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly.
Hello there, guys. How are we all doing today? It's the first game of for Into the Breach here. They are going to be playing against PACT. Obviously, we did see the first game, Trick versus Savage. We did see the victors in that one 2-0 very cleanly as well. But what are your initial thoughts going into this one, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a really tough game for both teams. I think I probably would have to favour Into the Breach, but I feel like in these sort of games, anything really can happen. And it really is what team's playing well on the day, because you can never really predict a game like this. But if I was going to have to, I would try to favour Into the Breach. What are you thinking about that?
Yeah, well, I'm going to look into a little bit of the vetoes. We do see Ancient, Nuke, and Inferno. Obviously, PACT was the team that picked Ancient. And obviously, Into the Breach picking Nuke, and the final map being Inferno. And I feel like we've seen a lot of Inferno from Into the Breach. I feel like we see a lot of Inferno from all teams, but they are looking really strong on it. So you've got to imagine that if we do go to that third map, if it does get there, I'd have to favour Into the Breach. But in a similar kind of fashion, we've seen them on Ancient as well, and they know what they're doing there. So it is going to be, I feel like, you touched upon it well. I feel like we could assume that that Into the Breach can take this one, but you never know. That's the beauty of Counter-Strike. Some team can just come out the gate swinging and really take you by surprise. But either way, I think this is going to be a great showing here.
Yeah, completely. I mean, do you think there's going to be any real star players in this one? Who do you think is going to be the player we point out at the end of the game for the real difference maker?
Well, I feel like on both teams we have a lot of star players, but I'm talking more about consistency, because you can have a player stepping up, dropping 30 plus kills, but then the next game they go a little bit in the dark, they go a little bit kind of not in the game. But a player that I feel like we see time and time again, especially for Into the Breach, that is consistently like putting up numbers and getting those important rounds is Thomas. And I feel like that's certainly something we are going to see today. If we can see Thomas, putting up the numbers that we normally see, you've got to kind of expect Into the Breach to pull through here. I think that is certainly what's going to happen as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a real possibility. I think someone that's going to be quite interesting. I feel like a lot of the time we mention a team is only really as strong as their weakest link, because it is obviously going to be those situations where it doesn't matter who's at top of the leaderboard. If someone's having a bit of a nightmare at the bottom, it's going to be quite interesting. So I think Tao on Mad Dog's PACT, that's going to be quite interesting. If he can have a good game, I think PACT have a real opportunity to take it.
Something to mention, though, I do believe we are going to be going into the game right now. Here we have it. Into the Breach starting on that CT side. Very aggressive hit from PACT. Getting very deep. Cypher somehow getting out of there. Not too sure how he's stayed alive there, but Riats will be planting the bomb. Bomb will go down on the B site. And now they're progressing through. That's a great find from Riats.
Yeah, that's actually the opening pick. It's been quite a while since they've had this site, but finally they found it. Thomas trying to elevate himself over the smoke, but can't actually find any targets to shoot. This is going to be such a tough round.
You've got to imagine that this one surely has to go the way of Mad Dogs. B-Nox still towards the B side, hasn't been taken down yet, and now the swing comes through. Riaz with the 4K, what a pistol from him.
Huge round and a great one to get on the board. Obviously, Ancient, we haven't really spoken about it much, is statistically the most CT-sided map in the map pool, so it's going to be really important for PACT to see how many rounds they can get on their T side. And these earlier rounds, they can sort of be not freebies, but probably as easy as they can come. But yeah, I feel like that's a great win there from PACT.
Now we're going to be seeing the aggression from Into the Breach, and a player that I feel like we point out time and time again. We see a lot on Inferno, and we're going to see it here today. It is Adam with those SMGs, getting up close and personal, creating a lot of space, and I feel like that's something that we do see a lot more now. So I think that's certainly going to take a large toll for the PACT side. Dobbo is the lone defender towards B here, going to have to put up some major numbers here. Oh, and Lunatic will find Adam towards mid. B-Nox as well will take down Dobbo. So that's two great opening finds here on Into the Breach's force bite.
Yeah, And I mean, now I think this is where the Into the Breach players, they're going to start to question, should we go for a save here? Is this even worth it now?
So maybe finding that pick towards mid, they will be able to save that weapon as well. So the save could be the play. Try and keep these weapons. Give them another chance. Obviously, Smooya can drop over, I do believe, the Deagle. Keep the MAC 10 in play. So we will have 4 players with weapons. Cypher has found Adam's UMP as well. So they do have weapons into the next, but it is going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it would just allow you to have sort of as good a buy as possible. Thomas does get dropped. Smooya eventually will get the trade. These last 2 CTs, they will be able to make it out with their lives. And yeah, we shouldn't really see a force buy around this. It should just be what they've saved over. That's sort of what they'll go for. I believe they might have actually both dropped over the SMGs and just played the Eagles.
Yeah, that is what they've done. I think Adam, in fact, got the Deagle dropped. Cypher's still on that MP7, but this is another bonus round for Mad Dogs. And they've brought out the rifles. They're not messing around here. And Beanox finds the opening pick. That's Adam getting taken down. That's a great find from PACT. Now the util comes down towards B. We do have this 3-player stack towards B on the side of Into the Breach. Whether it will yield anything is the question. And that's Cypher. That's the SMG getting taken down. 2 players half HP for PACT, but no kills found yet.
Yeah, this is where sort of PACT can just brute force their way into a site, but they have to be wary. Look into the breach now. They've got 3 players towards this B site, so be aware.
The problem for PACT is they hasn't really sent any kind of control or taken any aggression elsewhere. So Into the Breach, they're just going to be staying here. There's no need for them to rotate off B, and that's where the play is going to be. Oh, and now it's all on B. Nox finds one, gets the second as well. 2 great opening picks, and now it is just Smooya that remains. Oh, he has been spotted as well. And PACT, they find 3 in a row. 3 great rounds on their T side. But now Into the Breach, they're going to be on the full buy. This is where they really need to take some control here of this map.
Yeah, that's all 5 players surviving there as well. So, I mean, there's all positives and negatives from that, really. Obviously, it's a bit of a bonus round from PACT, which, if they do win it, it could be so great for their finances. Obviously, it does mean they've still got a few weaker weapons in place. We see a couple of Galils, which isn't too bad, actually. Become a bit more part of the meta.
Oh, Thomas finding both 2 through the smoke, but also Smooya. Really unfortunate there, but he had to try and keep Smooya alive, but in doing so, he took him down. It is this 3 versus 3. Very limited util for the retake, though.
Just this fake. Into the breach, they're not taking the bait at all, so this bomb will be allowed to go down, so we are going to see this post-plant, this retake.
Well, it's all about timing. Cypher, he's been holding behind for the longest time, and now Lunatic can get him in the flank. Oh, this round is all on Lunatic. Finds one, gets the second as well, and that's a great 4th from PACT. So unfortunate for Cypher, was holding the flank for such a long time, but second he turned his back, that's when Lunatic was progressing through.
Yeah, that is actually a huge performance. I feel like the real notable one is actually Thomas. When he got those 2 kills, but also took down Smooya, it basically was just a trade. Because we saw in the meantime, Saiyan was so deep towards A and caught off. I believe it was actually Thomas. So yeah, it was really just the trades coming through there. So yeah, that's really brutal for Into the Breach.
Have opted to invest in this one. Just they've invested quite a lot. In fact, they brought out the SMGs, the Deagles, but Smooya's found his first with the Deagle in this round. The question is, can he find more? Now leaning towards A here, but PACT, they're doing so well so far on Ancient. Oh, and that's a great find from Lunatic. Doesn't even take a point of damage yet. Oh, he's so aware, Smooya. Can't get another.
There's still a 3 though. Still, damage can be done. Man advantage now found by PACT.
Adam. Gone the distance. Oh, it did a lot of damage finding that deep play with the SMG there. Really impressive, but couldn't find the second. Would have put himself in a 1v1 as well, but really unfortunate. I do believe Thomas could have actually stopped the bomb plant. There was a slight gap in the line of sight towards CT, but I think there was a player covering, and Thomas didn't really want to take that risk. But I think now, Mad Dogs, they found 5 rounds on this T side already. I think this is where Into the Breach do need to start taking risks, because we mentioned it's the most CT-sided map in the pool. This is not a map you want to be losing the half on, or even giving up 5 rounds without finding one of your own.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably say it's like a 9-6, maybe even a 10-5 sort of CT favoured half. So yeah, these 5 rounds could be quite detrimental early on. Dobbo does have the second AWP. Oh, in fact, no, he doesn't. He's the only one with the actual AWP. I just assumed Samu would have one of his own. He does get one, eventually gets dropped by the molly. A Lunatic out towards A. B, sorry, he's opened that up all alone.
Can't keep progressing though. Because we'll get found by
the stunts to rotate. Yeah, these 2 players, they just hard charged their way in. PACT, they could have taken that site 3 versus 1. They've opted against it, and Lunatic does get dropped.
Because they've fallen back off A, obviously they are going to be going towards mid, but it allows Into the Breach to retake a little bit of control. It's all about timing for Saiyan. Doesn't spot the player towards window. Thomas in a really tough spot.
Yeah, will just be contact. He's going to be blinded and doesn't even find one. That's a huge readjustion there.
Now Smooya going to be pushing through. We'll find the AWPer. Adam as well takes down B-Nox, and now it's Smooya versus Riats in the 1 versus 1. And now Smooya's got the big green. That's his favoured weapon.
He just doesn't seem to be aware that he crossed. I mean, it was huge that he made it around just in time, but Smooya, he doesn't seem aware of it in the slightest.
Should be tapping the bomb. Ooh! Smooya had a little bit of a chance, but you mentioned it perfectly. It seemed as though Smooya must have just thought that he crossed towards Temple or CT, that he couldn't have got across site yet.
I mean, the timing was really, really perfect. So yeah, Smooya just mustn't have believed that could have been a possibility. But Fred, that round started off with a man advantage for Into the Breach. I thought finally they could break this streak, but PACT, no, they got 6 in a row now.
PACT are looking so good in this one. We are going to be seeing the boost here. Oh, I do like this a lot. That's Adam finding that opening pick onto Lunatic. It's gone silent. Into the Breach, they don't want to give up another pick. They don't want to give up that man advantage again. So they are just playing really passively here. We do have 3 players on the side of PACT leaning towards B. And we slowly see B-Nox creeping back as well.
Cypher has to make sure he doesn't take this line of sight. Oh, and he does. And you said they don't want to lose a pick. That's the whole B site open. Obviously, they're not aware of it yet. So Smooya is able just to rotate in. Take the place of Cypher.
It's such a risk from Smooya, but I do like it a lot. And look at that nade, Saint. Down to 59, but now the B hit's going to be coming through. And look at Adam, he's on the flank. He's so fast behind. Oh, no, Adam made an audio cue. B-Nox will be able to find him. Riats as well finds Smooya, but now Dobbo and Thomas in the 2 versus 2. Done a lot of damage so far. Thomas finds another with the SMG, and now it is all on B-Nox. Oh, and Thomas, that MP9, getting 3 there, going to be making a lot of money. Can save the weaponry as well. And that's a wonderful round there from Into the Breach. They finally found their form.
It was still a bit sketchy, though. You have to think, if it wasn't for Thomas's heroics, that could have been another PACT round. Like you said about Adam's flank, and he clearly just wasn't aware that someone could have been that deep behind. He's making so much noise, just running all the way through. So B-Nox, he was the one throwing all the util. Had enough time to pull out his weapon and find the kill. And I think as soon as he found that kill, that's when I started to worry for Into the Breach. But no, they finally did make it work, thanks to Thomas.
Yeah, it wasn't as though the player was even holding behind. It seemed as though PACT, they wouldn't have been aware. But obviously, Adam wanted to make sure his team were fine there. did have the M4 in the round, so didn't want to be out of play, didn't want to put himself in one of those difficult clutch situations, but in doing so, it did get him killed. But heroics from Thomas there.
And I found the money on PACT isn't even that great, considering they won 6 rounds in a row. With the loss bonus, there's a real chance they might not be able to get a full investment out if they do lose this one. So there is still an avenue for Into the Breach to come back into this game to get a bit more of a respectable path. I mean, 9 rounds is still up for grab, but I'd be amazed if they can get that after the initial performance.
You got to think as well, 6 rounds on the T side of Ancient, that's still very good. Surely Lunatic, surely did spot him. Just questioning there for a second. Do have the AWP out on Smooya though. Oh, this boost could take them down here.
2 plays in cave this round. I think this is the first time Into the Breach have done something like this, so this could really surprise the PACT guys.
Spam onto Cypher, doing a lot of damage, just going to have to cross back. And I like how both Smooya and Sane are playing this. They don't want to go for the peak because they know the other's holding the angle. Playing so passively here. We do see Dobbo slowly rotating in towards Donut as well.
Yeah, something that's absolutely amazing is that they were able to clear cave without actually showing any of themselves, really. It was just those spams. It did enough damage where Cypher was like, yeah, I don't want to fight this anymore. So he just backed off into the earlier part of cave.
I love that about cave. The fact that, you may be in your little box, you may be in a little position, but you ain't feeling safe. Those wooden walls are paper thin. Cypher now getting very close to this smoke, and the flash will come through. He does dodge it, finds one. Oh, doesn't even need to get the second, as Adam will find Beanox. Now Lunatic will get found by Smooya, and this is a very different looking Into the Breach. They're looking so good in this one, and it is just Sane that remains.
Yeah, he's going to want to keep this AWP. There is a flank coming through, Thomas. How much do you push it?
It's just
not enough where Sane gets dropped, yeah, so that's an important weapon to be kept alive. 2 players can buy, the rest can't, so it's going to be so tough to know if they actually do choose for this force.
We're going to have very limited util in play. Reacts and Saiyan, only 1 piece each. But you mentioned it. PACT, if they aren't successful in this one, their money's broken, and that's where Into the Breach certainly can come back into this one. Oh, look at that nade. Reacts dropped down to 78. That's a great find from Thomas. Once again, opening pick for Into the Breach.
Yeah, Beanox just tried to swing out mid there alone. Didn't have much idea of where Thomas could be and got heavily punished for it. I felt like we need to see PACT try to fully utilize Sane. He's got the AWP, he's got the big green out. Make sure you can try to get a few picks. I feel like it's a waste once your team execute and he hasn't even really been impacted.
Obviously, normally you'd have the AWP, potentially throwing the utility. Obviously, Sane does have 2 pieces, but they've only got 5 overall. I feel like PACT are just going to have to play this one quite slowly, potentially play contact, because they really don't have the util to try and hold or try and take a site from Into the Breach as an execute. They're just going to have to try and find that opening pick. Seems as though they are.
Look at this in the meantime, though. Adam, he snuck all the way through B. They've cleared that. And he's on for a flank, and he's getting fast behind.
The missed smoke there, very uncharacteristic. It allowed Smooya to find that pick. Yeah, look at Adam. Do you think he'll go for a knife kill? Oh. I think he tried it.
Looked a bit dodgy. I
saw in the mini-map.
Yeah, Sane just spinning, trying to see if he can find the kill. But no, Adam's flank does pay off. And Into the Breach, they do get 3 on the board. And finally, on the 10th round, PACT have to go for their first eco.
I liked how Smooya played that. Just playing towards mid, finds a pick, rotates off towards A, allows the donut players to hold mid. And it works out perfectly because, they're expecting Smooya, or at least the calls alone have been, the AWPers towards window. You can try and sneak out A. You might find a rifle, but there shouldn't be the AWP there. But no, Smooya lying and wait. And I like it when we have very mobile AWPers, and Smooya showing it in that round, but that's a great find from Thomas. 2 opening picks here. Cypher as well. We'll find B-Nox. And Adam progressing. We on Team Ace? Not too sure if we... No,
Thomas got 2, sadly,
yeah,
yes.
God.
Stole the Team Ace, didn't let Dobbo get a look in, but 4 on the board, finally into the breach. They're closing this margin. PACT are back on a full buy. I feel like the real issue is here is that PACT, they got all their rounds so early on. So even if they do, I mean, realistically, even if they lose every other round of this half, it's still a solid half. Obviously, in the circumstances, they'll probably be a bit disappointed.
There's still 5 more rounds of play, and if they only win, 20% of those rounds, they find 7 on the T side. And that's a crazy stat, especially on a map like Ancient.
See what they tried differently in this one, though. There's 3 players towards B4 into the breach, and that's a great find. Cypher takes a lot of damage for it, but finds the opening kill.
I was going to mention, I really like how PACT are playing this. I feel as though we've seen a lot of a kind of a PACT mentality for them. They keep leaning, 4 or maybe 5 players towards one site, but they ran a little bit of a default. Oh, Smooya Thomas has found Lunatic. Just saw the edge of his shoulder from the jiggle. Really unfortunate that. Riats will take down Adam. It is still a 2 versus 4 into the breach. Certainly should have this one in the bag.
Need to be some miracle performances from these guys.
Well, that's a miracle.
Wait, what? I didn't even realize he got that kill.
Yeah.
I thought that was his teammate. That is ridiculous.
Well, you was talking about miracles. Riaz was just showing it. It brings it to a 2 versus 2. Now it's just Cypher and Smooya. The bomb is still down, though, so they've got that on their side. Cypher, though, in a really tough position. Is aware that this player's towards Cave.
Don't forget, Cypher's been brought down low quite early on, so how much impact can he have? As this angle gets cleared, it certainly does. Cypher gets dropped. Both of these players 100 HP. Now it's Smooya's turn to be in a clutch. This was a 5 versus 2 thread.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, he finds one, brings out the deagle, plays it on the bomb. Oh, it could have been, but that's a 2 versus 5. That's ridiculous. Obviously, we saw kills through the smoke. We saw fadings through the smoke. It seems as though PACT seem to be the smoke warriors, but that is ridiculous.
I mean, what we saw 2 players on the PACT side get kills from into the breach guys pushing smokes or fading smokes. So yeah, that wasn't the most ideal. Obviously, 2v5s, you're never expecting everyone to play really passively, play by the book, because it is a situation that should never really be lost. But somehow they did. Smooth, I actually loved what he did on that 1 versus 2 though. Knowing that the bomb player is going to isolate a 1 versus 1, he gets that kill, but just can't find the second with the deagle. Nice attempt though.
That's a great opening find though from Into the Breach. A nice start for them in this one, but we mentioned it, even if that's PACT's final round of this half, it's still a very good half from them. And the money on Into the Breach, if they aren't successful in this one, they will be broken, and that's where PACT, they can potentially find 9 rounds, and that's a scary thought.
It really certainly is. So you mentioned early pick found by Into the Breach, or is this 4 versus 5, and it looks like they're slowly creeping their way towards B. That's a great find, Smooya.
So now this 3v5. They do just have a Molotov and a flash to execute the site. It seems as though they're just going to be Molly and Cubby flashing players out cave. That could work out for them, but we don't have a player in Cubby. But I love this from Smooya, just progressing through. It's going to work out perfectly. Finds the opening, and now it's another 2v5. Lunatic and B-Nox. Surely they can't replicate the heroics in the last round.
Even just time-wise, only 25 seconds on the clock.
Just find Cypher.
2 players towards this left side here. They have to be really wary about it, and they might just peek into Lunatic.
Oh, Adam. Just pushing, holding W. No respect. There's just no fear in Adam. I like that from some players. It is a risk when you do sometimes push through smokes. We saw it in the last round, but it seems as though Adam doesn't, no sweat. Just
no fear.
Exactly.
Another eco now for PACT. So slowly but surely into the breach, they are closing this game, making it making the scoreline as close as possible, really.
You got to imagine though, you know, what if PACT didn't find 6 in a row? This could be a fairly dominant half. Let's say the first 3 rounds were split 3 apiece. It could have been very different, but it was a really tough start for Into the Breach. But you know, they're back in this one. They found their form. That kind of warmed into this game. And remember, obviously, there's still 2 more maps remaining. Phoenix though with the trade, great find. Dobbo though on the AWP. We do see the double AWP in play. Oh, and Thomas, they line up. We'll get 2. And he closes it out with the 3K.
Yes, nice there from Into the Breach. Keeping both those AWPs alive as well, so no need for that reinvestment. 2 rounds left of this half. What team are going to come out of it favoured?
You've got to imagine if PACT don't win this one, their money's not going to be perfect. I do believe Into the Breach, yeah, they can kind of buy until the end of the game. The only player with not much money is Adam, but we've seen Adam on the SMGs before, and I think he'll be happy to wield them again. I love this aggression, though. Look at Into the Breach. They're so deep already. Cypher already close right of the doors.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, that's the whole goal. Adam, he's going to stay close by in case he does need to swing. But Cypher, he should be thoroughly baited in. The issue is, for Into the Breach here, is they've got all this control, but the only player, or the only real defender here was a Lunatic, and he's not going to fully commit. So, it's not like they're going to get the whole team pushed into them. It was just that one player, but now it's going to be the A-hit.
This is going to be tough as we do just have these 2 defenders. Oh, Toe will get taken down by Thomas. That's a great find. The trade will come through. Sane finds him. Reacts as well. Takes down Adam. Now the spray through the smoke comes through. The bomb will go down. It is this 4 versus 3 in favor of PACT. This is where the double AWP could be a little bit of a problem.
It really could be. You're forcing these AWPs out so deep before they even get a real chance to shoot. And both AWPs are actually coming from Donut. The only rifle, that's Cypher. He's coming from CT.
This is going to be really tough. There's not much time to work with here. Lunatic finds one. Dobbo. Ooh, Dobbo and Smooya. Both finding 1 each. Is this 1 versus 1? No. Smooya will just be saving.
There you have it. Finally. PACT, they find their 8th round. So they have confirmed that they've won the half at this point. And you mentioned if they do lose the round, they don't have much money in the bank to play with. Even winning the round, they didn't have much money to play with. So it's going to be a bit of a scrappy buy. We're going to see some real limitations in this one. I think you can really see when there's only 1 Molotov bought by the T side. Only 3 smokes overall. So yeah, PACT don't have a perfect buy.
Yeah, in fact, Into the Breach, they only need 1 player to save for them to get a full buy. And look at that from Cypher. Finds Riaz. That's a great find. Still 3 players towards B as well. And now Cypher just going to drop the smoke. He's going to be pushing through it. You're going to see Smooya peeking in towards short. Oh, and he finds 1. That's Lunatic getting taken down, and Smooya's hungry. He's looking for more. Oh, and they try and fade the smoke, and Cypher finds 2. Gets the 3rd as well. That's the 4K from Cypher there. They do find 7. Obviously not the best half from them, but you know, this was 6-0 at one point, so to find 7 out of the last 9 rounds is not the end of the world.
Yeah, certainly not that big an issue, at least in that scenario, but I do think it's 8-7. The T side on the most CT-sided favored map is the one leading. So yeah, definitely leaves a lot to be desired. But I mean, if Into the Breach win this pistol round, they can get right back into it.
Yeah, you know, they can get themselves right back into the game. And it's going to be a really important pistol round. Obviously, you've got to imagine, you know, this is PACT's map pick. They've picked it for a reason. Ancient, clearly a map that they are well versed on. So, you know, I think we kind of were aware that this had potential to go to a 3rd map. Lunatic, though, just spamming through the smoke. Doesn't, in fact, connect a bullet. It is Into the Breach on the T side now, and they are playing very passively. Oh, here it's on Adam. He finds 1. He's done his job. Gets a pick and delays. Can he find a 2nd, though? No. Will get taken down. But look at this. The A side's getting completely swarmed here. It's just this lone defender in Lunatic.
Yeah, Smooth was actually flanking there, but timing wasn't great for him. So it's a 3 versus 3 now. Bomb is down.
Oh,
there is a kit in play.
The Julies. The Disrespect. Surely going to yield a kill here towards Temple. Now saying going to be progressing through. We'll find Cypher. Thomas will get one of his own, though. Looking for the second with the dualies. Twice the weapons, twice the kills. Oh, and he can get the third as well. Shooting bodies, Thomas. That is lovely stuff there.
Yeah, there was even a flank coming in there from Dobbo. He wasn't even needed. Just the dualies, twice the popping power.
And, you know, we see Julie sometimes on on the CT side getting potentially, in a position like Cave where you're up close. But you're not expecting them on the T side. But
yeah, did he buy them or did he pick them up from a CT?
Oh, it's Thomas. I reckon.
BO3's position, I wouldn't be surprised if he picked them up because he was targeting in one of the close corners on Donut, but didn't get a single kill for it. So maybe Thomas, if it was picked up, maybe he was teaching BO3 how to use it.
If it was picked up or bought, either way, Thomas knows how to wield them. But we see an A stack from PACT, and it's looking like a B hit from into the breach. So there should be a short round for them. The bomb's on Cypher. He was looking a little bit back towards A. If we did see progression through A from PACT, could have potentially taken the bomb carrier down, but no. They will just be keeping all 5 alive. Obviously, we do have 3 Mac 10s in play, in fact, on into the breach, so I think the hunt will come through. But Thomas will just get taken down here. The AK can be retrieved, but now Smooya going to be farming some cash here.
Let's get dinged and actually shoots his teammate a bit. Dobbo finds one of his own. And they might even find a second kill. Tor Sane just before the timer ends, or in fact just before his life timer ends, I suppose. Let's get one more to add to the tally.
We still have the Mac 10 on play on Adam. Potentially going to be seeing something maybe fast towards B. Trying to utilize that Mac 10. Smee going to be acting as a little bit of a lurk, but no, it's going to be a fast A, in fact. Oh, might get caught out, but no. Toa will take down 2. The trade will come through, and now Smooya, if he pushes through the smoke, he will be able to find the kill, and he does. That's a great pick back. Brings it to a 3 versus 3. Cypher still half HP, but it's not the biggest of problems. It seems though they're going to be leaning towards A, and that's the perfect play from into the breach, and they find the kill. The bomb site's open. Sane will be rotating very quickly in. I don't think there's enough time. The bomb surely should go down. And into the breach. They're looking very nice on this T side.
Great start. I mean, this was the first full buy from PACT and isn't really having the exact desired outcome.
And remember that obviously, it was a little bit of a bonus round from into the breach. We saw Adam on the Mac 10. It wasn't perfect. Is this 2 versus 2 now? Smooya and Thomas, though. Those 2 players I'd want in a clutch. It'd certainly be these 2. We do have the double nades on them, but look at that. It's just a tap of the bomb, though. Oh, now they realise he's not on the bomb. Thomas can just fall back, and now it's all on Smooya, but it doesn't matter. Beanox is just going to be falling back. We'll find the kill onto Smooya, though, so that's not a bad find. Can retrieve
I have an
the
AK
as well.
can pick up as well. I mean, when that tap of the bomb came on, no one really contested at all. So I wonder if that could have actually just been a full stick.
They did have the double nades in play, and they were both in positions to throw them. I do believe Thomas sent his nade out towards the bomb plant. So I think they might have just been a little bit confident on the fact that it wasn't going to be the stick. I think as well, in a 1v2 situation, sticking the bomb, you're really hoping for a miracle to not get found through the smoke. Into the breach, they find double digits here. This is looking very nice for them. It's just all about whether they can keep this going. It will just be the half buy, I do believe, from PACT alongside that AK.
Obviously, into the breach, they took the lead for the first time in this game last round. So basically, these sort of weaker rounds where PACT will have a few half buys, a few weaker weapons, into the breach, they need to fully capitalize on those because it is quite a brutal T side. I mean, in fact, right now, both teams are looking pretty good on that T side.
Yeah, they kind of flipped the script. That they're confusing both of us. It seems as though both of these teams really don't like the stat that Ancient's the most CT-sided map and clearly want to change it.
It must have been an update happened just before we went live where it just changed the siding of the map.
Yeah, it's now T-sided. Thomas decided that it was T-sided.
Without any actual map changes, it's just become T-sided.
Yeah, I spoke about Thomas at the start of this one. Is currently one of the joint top performers for Into the Breach. 18 and 9, got that 2 KD going. Samuya as well on 18 kills. And they're all looking really good here. I feel like a player that I feel like we normally see a lot from is Dobbo, but playing the A site on CT side Ancient, I think we all understand that it's not the most comfortable site. It's not the most fun. A lot of the time, you're going to be in those tough retakes or not really going to be seeing much action, so you can't really expect much more than that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's definitely not the site that teams tend to lean to. It is a bit like what B Apartments probably used to be like on Mirage, where you are just holding for sort of a lurk, someone giving false presence just to keep your attention, but you're not really going to have much action there at all. And yeah, it does feel like Ancient's A site is a little similar to that. So yeah, you can't really count out Double there at all. Obviously, the PACT players, their kills are a bit more evenly distributed along the team, but you can probably just expect that. It's because most of their kills were found on the T side. They were going in as, like you said, a bit of a pack mentality quite a lot of the time. So maybe that's just why they're quite evenly split compared to the Into the Breach team.
Having players evenly split is great on that CT side, because it means that, let's say we see from Into the Breach, we see aggression everywhere. If you can just find your individual kill, that's not the biggest of problems. But I feel like although they're a little bit more grouped together, I don't really see a start apart from maybe Riats. Obviously, we saw the 4K in the pistol round. We saw some nice clutches from them. The 2v5 obviously comes to mind, but I feel like we don't have that start for PACT right now. Obviously, there's still many rounds left to play here. What are you thinking? Do you think Into the Breach can take this one?
I think it really depends actually on the next 2 rounds. I think if PACT win at least one of the 2, I feel like eventually they'll get settled in to their CT side. They should be able to take a bit of momentum with them. I wouldn't be surprised if they take this one, but I feel like if they don't win any of the next 2 rounds, Into the Breach, they're on 12. Then yes, they'll be against a weaker bar, I think, for the first team. So yeah, I think there's a real chance Into the Breach can take it off of these next 2. So I think these are going to be some of the most important rounds of the game. So PACT, they really have to be prepared for a fight. I mean, in this round, even just this round, which isn't going to be a great buy, they can still have a decent amount of weaponry around it. We see a few Deagles out, obviously the AK on Beanox. So you can put up a real fight at least.
Yeah, and I think for Beanox, it's all about how impactful they can be in this round, because they're the only real weapon, obviously accompanied by some pistols. I think we need either Beanox playing a position where he gets traded, the AK can be picked up, or a situation where he's the one kind of playing those bait and switch angles, make sure he's trading his teammates. We need to see that AK have a lot of impact, and it's leaning towards B, and that's not where the play's going to be. This is such a risk from Samuya. He's so close to the smoke here, and we've got 2 players behind it. The A site, though, currently in their purview. Beanox, though, will take down Thomas. That's a great find, and they might find Samuya here as well. Oh, and they do. It's the 4v3. PACT have got man advantage.
Yeah, there isn't a diffuse kit in play, though, so that's quite notable. Time is going to be really of the essence here.
They're going to have to rush things along. We do have the 2 Molotovs in play for Into the Breach. Keeping these players alive, though, and I like the setup so far. We don't have a player towards Donut, but the first Molotov will land. Beanox going to be progressing through. Finds Adam. Oh, and what a retake. Beanox finds 2 there. 3 overall. And you mentioned it. If Into the Breach can't find these next 2 rounds, it could really kind of go either way, and that's a great round from PACT.
And because it was just a partial buy, they've got plenty of money in the reserve now. But Beanox, he was just a solo AK in that. And I actually love how they set him up. They had him accompanied with a teammate taking short, challenging towards mid, just seeing if he could fully utilize that AK. Obviously, if you're going for a save and there's an AK or an AWP in play, I feel like you'd have a lot more confidence with the AWP just because it is very mobile, or at least it can be very mobile. You can get that pick and rotate around. The AK is a lot tougher to do that, but I feel like Beanox really has to be praised for that.
I feel like, you know, something to mention. Obviously, we saw the 2 players getting taken down, one towards team mid and one in window. And I feel like, obviously, you know, you want to take that aggression, but taking risks in rounds like that, especially when you are against that halfway, is so unnecessary. Yeah, I've got that man advantage, but they could just give it up here as Smooya will be peeking into Say, and that's an easy fight. I'm just going to be sending in the util now, and there is just this lone defender. The rotations will come through, but they are going to be going back towards mid, in fact. Say that.
Still is anyone's round. It's so tough to predict this. There isn't really much money in the bank of Into the Breach, so if they lose this one, they'll be on this weak buy.
Yeah, Thomas surely just going to be setting the bomb down. No boost coming over the smoke, so they can plant it. We do have a flank coming through from Toa. It's all that timing on Sane's peek. He finds one. The Molotov isn't good either, so he can just be re-peeking here. Cypher needs to be wary of Toa. Oh, and he is. Oh, it doesn't matter. You can be aware, but you're still not going to find the kill. And now it's all on Dobbo. The flash comes through. He's been smoked off the angle, though. Finds the first. That's a great find. Just going to need to spam through the smoke, but it isn't enough, and the bomb will go down. And that's 10 to 10 now. And the money for Into the Breach is not great at all. They are surely just going to be half buying in this one.
Yeah, lucky they actually got that bomb plant there. It does give them a little more to play with in either this round or the next, whether they choose to buy anything in this. Yeah, they do get a couple of techs out. They got Mac and armor, in fact, as well. They're not too bad a buy, but you have to favor PACT in this one. They got double AWP as well.
It's just going to be this aggression towards Cave. Riat's in a really tough position, but we'll find one Sane as well, keeping him alive.
Handled very well. BO3 did get aggressive, but didn't spot anybody.
We do have Thomas on the Tech 9, and that's a weapon that I feel like we see Thomas wield time and time again, and has, you know, can really change the way a round goes, but it's just slowing up in this one.
Here they start to push.
Oh, what
the
a
off angle
find.
from BO3 doesn't pay off.
Oh, Smooya and Dobbo making things work here on the site, and Thomas with the Mac 10 will be able to find Riats. That was a 3 versus 5 at one point, but now they've got the man advantage, and Thomas in a great position to find another, and he does. And look at that, a round out of nothing just with the pistols. Into the Breach, they take the lead now.
Yeah, if you're PACT today, you have to be really disappointed. That was a 5 versus 3 with Dobbo being 1 bullet from death. I really don't know what the setup was at all. BO3 was playing an off angle against pistols, which didn't really work out at all. He was just very easily found.
And something to mention.
Yeah, I felt like that's not great from PACT there at all.
Something to mention though, all those 3 players on the B side, none of them tradable. BO3 struggling there against Adam, but does find that first kill. You have players out towards mid, but the double cubby setup could take them down. Toa will be rotating out of there as well. In fact, it was a player towards Cave.
Point out once again, I don't feel like we've said it enough. This is PACT's map pick. So if they do lose this, it puts them in a very difficult situation. So I feel like this one has to be a necessary win if they do want to go all 3 maps. Has Cypher lagged out?
I don't know. You never know in these situations. Saying though, we'll find 2. I guess, you know, if Thomas goes down, we can have a little bit of Cypher cam.
Yeah, might have a bit of Cypher cam now.
Bit of Cypher cam.
Unless he's calling, just calling some stuff. And finally, he does get DC'd. Yeah, so might have a bit of a technical pause here. Doesn't look like Cypher is all there.
Did Cypher lag out before any damage was done? I know Adam died very early on in the round, but
yeah, it didn't look like it. From what I saw, it looked like he did. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. I believe it has to be called before. And considering the rest of his team were playing, it doesn't look like that was the case.
That's really
yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, they're such awkward situations for when something like that does happen, because no team really wants a player to DC, just even if you are the opposing team.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate, because, you know, no one really wants to take a win like that, a round win like that, especially in such an important game like this one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, early kill was found from PACT. I feel like we would have to favour them in general, but having that 3 versus 5 out the gates isn't ideal. Cypher is all back in the server, though.
I think what you've got to imagine, though, is Sane found all 3 there towards A. The trades didn't come through. Obviously, if they had another player, I know Cypher had full utility. It could have been a different story, but I think as well, PACT, they did very well in that round. They still had 3 players towards A as well. They did gamble there, leaving 2 towards site and that 1 player in Donut. So I think PACT would have taken that round, potentially taken that round regardless, but it's never a sight you want to see.
Yeah, completely. I mean, we're still in this technical pause now, so clearly everything isn't fixed. Though Cypher isn't in the server, that's just half the game, I suppose.
Adam, I'm really questioning as to what Adam's going to buy. Just a Tech 9 without head armor. Obviously, you do have the AK for Thomas. Yeah, he does have a gun.
I was going to say.
Not just using the glove.
I was worried the glove. No, lucky there is a weapon on the ground, so not too bad a buy. Obviously, only real limitation is Adam with that tech.
Into the breach. They've got the chance to take this one now. If they just decide to go up lane, this would be perfect for them, but the swing out of cave. Riaz, in fact, hasn't found a kill, done a fair bit of damage, and this nade could do a lot. Sending the molly.
A solid amount to each of the players, to be fair. It's just a bit of chip damage. They've got to make sure they don't get dropped here. Beanox at least finds Cypher. He can obviously tag down a lot.
It seemed as though
his teammate.
Into the breach, they went very fast towards B ramp, and all it took was 1 Molotov to kind of stop everything. They did have a smoke for it, but it wasn't to be. It is once again this 4 versus 5. They do just have the 3 smokes and that single flashbang. So this is going to be a really tough round for ITB.
Where did they choose to do it? It does look like they are heading back towards B. There are still 3 players here, 2 in cave, and that does look like that's the area that could get contested. This could be an absolute bloodbath here.
Oh, and Riaz finds 2 with ease. And it's in fact the 2 players who are fairly low that remain. Dobbo and Smuya in the 2 versus 5.
Look how low Dobbo's been tagged. Only 30 HP to his name, Smuya. He hasn't even got a chance to use the AWP, but he gets dropped through the smoke. This is a cave masterclass right now. All the kills have come from these 2 players.
We saw a little bit of light from Into the Breach, but it seems as though PACT have finally found their form. And the problem here for ITB is the money for PACT is slowly getting better and better. We're not going to see those limitations. We aren't going to see those mismanaged buys. And that's where they can really take control on this CT side. But obviously, you pointed out earlier, PACT, they're kind of expected to win this one. If they aren't successful, that's where we could be seeing a 2-0 from Into the Breach. And that's never really something we want to be seeing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how ideal that save was. Because Into the Breach, they are going to be fully investing into this one. Just around Dobbo, so they can all get a full buy as soon as possible. And I don't know if I love that. Because it will allow PACT to take more and more of a lead. If they take this one, 14 should be on the cards.
Site currently completely open.
So we saw PACT win around like this. So Into the Breach, they've got their turn. Thomas does get found. Oh, Dobbo. That was the AK. And just how he gets a couple of kills as well. Yeah, this is a bloodbath here, PACT. They're looking so strong. And this was a full investment. You wouldn't believe me if I said it was an eco.
It is just Adam that remains. We'll be able to find 1. But can't find anything else. And as you mentioned, PACT are going to be able to find 14 off the back of that. That's very scary to think about.
It really is. At least you don't give up match point, I suppose. So you still have a bit of a buffer. They can obviously buy a few weapons in this. I mean, we see it Into the Breach too with the pistols already this game. Oh, that nade. Look at that util damage. Just look at the plays on Into the Breach.
So low HP. Lunatic finds 1 with the AWP. Gets the second. Going to be looking for more here. Oh, Thomas with the flash will be able to take him down. The AWP can't be retrieved though. Toe Up will be able to find Thomas as well. And he gets Adam for good measure. The AWP can be saved on the CT side as well. Running that double AWP, and you know, we saw that aggression. Even against the AWPs, it didn't seem to work out too well. Lunatic was able to find 2 before getting taken down. This is make or break for Into the Breach. They have full ball in this one, so if they aren't successful, you've got to imagine PACT will find this one.
No AWP out for Smooya. He's just got to be happy with the rifles. Just look at mid right now. Look at all these players clustered together.
Smooya will be able to find one. That's the opening pick for Into the Breach. That's what they've been searching for this whole time. Oh, Thomas as well finds Beanox. This is definitely what Into the Breach needed, keeping themselves alive in this one. Thomas finds Riats through the smoke as well.
It's just these AWPers left, and you got to think, oh yeah, there's some damage done. You still got plenty of money in the bank. Do you even attempt it? I just don't know if it's worth it. Giving up these AWPs are very costly to reinvest, and very quickly I think you'll see your money be drained.
Yeah, definitely. I think the save would be the right play to make. It is this 2 versus 5. And, you know, if I think if it was a rifle and an AWP, and they, you know, had a player towards B, I think go for it. Look at the HP on some of these players. Only 1 player on Into the Breach actually full HP. Everyone else below 2/3 health. So if they had a rifle and play, just could clean up massively here. But the double AWP can only really justify finding 1 each, because we know Into the Breach, they're going to be playing these tradable positions. But it seems as though we're going to be seeing a hunt from Into the Breach with the knowledge that the double AWP is in play.
Yeah, obviously Into the Breach, they don't have much money in the reserve at all, so they don't really want to give away too much looking for these AWPers. In fact, right now it looks like it's just Smooya having a bit of a look in. He wouldn't mind taking one of those AWPs for himself.
Oh, 100%.
Sane. Got a bit of a fight with Smooya now, and yeah, he does win it. I mean, you just sort of have to favour the AWP there. So yeah, only going to need to be 1 reinvestment for Into the Breach. Obviously, someone can just drop Smooya that AK.
Even though that we have to have a reinvestment from Into the Breach, I feel like in this round, realistically, if Into the Breach lose it, they're still not going to be having a perfect buy on all their players. I feel like in this situation, I think you either have everyone hunt, you get rid of the AWPs, or you keep everyone alive. I feel like you don't have an in-between. You don't have a couple players having a little bit of a look, because that's where you can really struggle. This aggression towards Cave, though. Oh! Riat somehow getting out alive. Really lucky to find the timing there. We do see the boost towards middle. I think Toa is aware. He sees his head. We'll find one, and the spray will come through, and Adam dropped down very low.
Yeah, 2 plays on Into the Breach. Really low, in fact. Oh, and this is such a risk. Staring at each other. Beanox, perfect crosshair placement. Cypher finds the kill, but takes even more damage. Look at the health of these players.
68 combined. That is very scary for Into the Breach. We're going to have to see some crazy plays to keep them in this one. Because as I mentioned, the money's not going to be perfect for them, but now it's going to be the B hit. They smoked off the right and left side. Going to be flashing themselves through. We don't have actually any more damaging util on PACT, so they should be fine. But Saiyan pushing through, able to find Thomas. That's a great find with the AWP.
Yeah, this bomb plant could actually be huge here. Adam, he should be able to get it down. Oh, I say that he gets deleted. Cypher, all that remains. Hasn't even collected that bomb yet. Just 18 HP to his name. No utility.
We're going to have to see something crazy for Cypher to win this.
Be spotted as well, saying, yeah, he takes him out. Match point found from PACT. And in fact, they do have money. They do at least have money to challenge Cypher, the only player who doesn't really have anything at all. This is really do or die. 1 round is all that's needed from PACT to take us to the second map, be 1-0 up in this series.
Oh, and the cave players again. Riats will find Cypher. That's a great find there. Same finding Thomas. This could be it. Smooth, you're going to need a perfect kill here. Finding an AWP, but never going to be fun. That's a bomb as well. I think we've got to imagine that this is all over, Charlie. It's a 2 versus 5. We saw one from PACT in the first half, but it is going to be so tough to see one in this one.
Surely there's no way. Dobbo, he's all the way out towards mid. They've both got information on each other. Obviously, that only really favours PACT at this point. "50 seconds on the clock. No kill found yet from Into the Breach as they're slowly looking to break their way into the site.
But now it is
Adam
just
loses
Dobbo.
life.
Spotted one, but will get taken down, and there we have it. Saiyan will find Dobbo. They are successful, and we do have PACT finding that first map. But yeah, a great map from PACT, and I think that all came off the back of those early 6 rounds on the T side. You've got to imagine if they didn't have that success, we wouldn't be seeing, such dominance from them. They won 16-12, although the scoreline's, quite close. I feel like the game was a lot closer than the scoreline, just because, let's say you take out those first 6 rounds. Let's say you just pretend they didn't exist. Let's say, Into the Breach found a couple within those 6. That's where, the game's really close there, but it wasn't meant to be. We do see PACT finding that first map, and, what are your thoughts after that one, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention the same thing to you. I think it was, all things considered, it was a very close game. And you have to think those 6 rounds were huge. But I think something quite interesting to talk about is both teams' T sides. They were actually pretty solid. I mean, obviously, PACT, they won the half with their 8-7, which is sort of unseen with this current meta of Ancient. So, yeah, I think in general, the game was very close. But like you touched on, those early 6 rounds from PACT, that really allowed them just to push over the line and cross that out. So, yeah, I feel like really great game. And I feel like both teams made a lot of mistakes. Both teams had some real heroic plays. I feel like we've seen a number of disadvantaged rounds be won in that series. So, yeah, I think really exciting the game to watch. And obviously 1-0 up for PACT in this series.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how the series does play out. Obviously, it is Nuke next. That is Into the Breach's map pick. And we will be seeing that very shortly after the break.
things that you wouldn't believe. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. Here we go. I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Welcome back, guys. Hope we're all doing very well. We are going to be going into the next map very shortly, and it is Into the Breach's map pick on Nuke, and I think this is going to go down to the wire. I think we can expect an all-3 map kind of situation here, because Into the Breach, they are looking good on Nuke, whereas it's not a similar story for PACT. What is their record, Charlie?
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, in the last 3 months, they played 4 games on Nuke and won 0 of them. So yeah, not ideal. And one of the games was actually at 16-7. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a reasonably similar scoreline. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. It could be an all-3 mapper, and then it's really down to the wire.
Yeah, obviously, you know, Nuke being Into the Breach's second best statistically, favoured map. They do have a 58.8% win rate on it after playing 7 games. Whereas for Into the Breach, I think we kind of expected Ancient to not go so well, as it is their lowest, it's their worst map statistically. And I think it is a little bit unfortunate, especially when that is the first map of the series. But I think we all know that Into the Breach, they can come back swinging. They can definitely come back into this game. And I think Nuke will be it'll be a map for them to bring themselves back into it. And I think if they can carry that momentum through to Inferno, I think we certainly can see, Inferno going their way. But a similar kind of story for PACT. It's their best map. Inferno, 100% win rate. They have only played 2 games on it, so it seems as though maybe a little less experience, or not playing it as much on HLTV. But either way, I think it is going to be a really, really good rest of the series.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Into the Breach win Nuke quite dominantly, I think they can definitely carry that confidence and momentum over into Inferno. I wouldn't be surprised if that could lead to it being a 2-1 there, but I think it really depends what the scoreline is on Nuke. I don't think we are favouring PACT on it, but I mean, if they can just put up a good fight, like what happened on Ancient, really, I think Inferno is really anyone's game.
Yeah, I think as well. Obviously, it's a little bit unfortunate for Into the Breach, but I think still it's 16-12, especially after having a really slow start on the CT side, on the favoured side. You've got to imagine that they're still, obviously they're not going to be ecstatic about that result, but they are going to be happy with it. You're playing your worst map against a team that clearly favour that map very well. And you're not that far out of it. They were only 3 rounds away from taking it to OT. It's not that far off from them, but Nuke, that will be the map we will be going into next. It will be Into the Breach starting on that T side, as it is their map pick. And obviously we spoke about Ancient being the most CT sided map pick. Nuke just second to that. So I think we are going to be seeing a similar kind of thing on that. But also both the teams, they did favour the T side on in that game. So you've got to imagine that maybe they'll flip the script on this one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think something quite interesting is, although PACT have a 0% win rate on Nuke, they have played it 4 times. And obviously with this updated roster, with this new roster, they haven't played many maps really. So 4 games is actually one of their higher played maps. So clearly they do favour it. Clearly well, not necessarily favour it. Clearly they let it slide. They let it be played. So they've got to have a certain element of confidence on the map to keep on letting it be played, really. So I think we could see them at least, like you said, start on the CT side. So if they can get an early start, they can definitely run away with this game.
Yeah, also, their most recent game on Nuke was against Ents, so I think a lot of us are kind of thinking, okay, you're playing against Ents, so it's going to be a tough game, but also you got the demo, you can watch through, see the mistakes you made, and also learn a little bit from Ents. But we are going to be going into the round, well, the start of the game, the pistol round right now. So yeah, we're here. This is the second map. This is where Into the Breach can try and take some control here.
Yeah, 4 players with armor on the packed side. Surprisingly, no defuse kits. Actually, an HE grenade and a flashbang ball from Lunatic.
Just running the solo ramp setup. Have smoked off main, but they are going to be going towards ramp. Toa will find one. That is Dobbo getting taken down, but he's getting swarmed. Breaking the glass here, but staying towards the B site. Oh, gets another and the third. Ooh. Can't get the fourth, though. Cypher will eventually get the trade, but it's a 2v4. It's Adam and Cypher. This is going to be a really tough round. We got one on the B site. We do have Adam underneath Heavens. They could be wrapping up here. Adam's progressed up Heaven here. This nade could take him down. Oh, so unfortunate there. Lunatic will find him with the nade, and it is just Cypher that remains.
Score that information, and now Cypher's in a really tricky situation. And this Glock obviously isn't ideal for this outside longer range angles.
Ooh, gets the dink on one though. Lunatic dropped
on 2 actually, saying very low as well.
I didn't even notice that. It's too quick for my eyes. But Beanox will eventually take him down with the Julies. So that's a great round from PACT there. They start things off nicely on the CT side. They are going to be bringing out the rifles. In fact, we do see Riat's bringing out M4, Toa as well. We are going to see the Force here. Thomas bringing out the Tech 9.
Obviously, a big split in terms of what this buy's looking like, but we've seen so many times these Force buys for Into the Breach work out.
I don't know if you've seen this. Adam, I think he's dropped over a Scout to Smooya, because we've got Smooya with armor and the Scout. Clearly a lot of confidence in Smooya's ability on that weapon.
Yeah, must have. I mean, yeah, must have dropped that. Obviously, we know how good Smooya can be with these weapons, and Dobbo actually gets the opening kill. It will take too much damage for it as well.
Toa very fast down towards B. We've got 3 players on this B site as well. Oh, and Toa just going to be swinging, finds one. Riat as well, takes one down. Saiyan with the MP7 finds a kill. Now it's Smooya and Adam in the 2 versus 3 here, but Adam's surely going to find this kill. We'll convert it. And now I think they're worried about A, but Smooya's still down towards B. Got the bomb in his hands. It's going to be really tough here. These players are split. Smooya will find one. Needs to keep himself alive. Don't think he's aware that the second player is holding the vent. Oh, double doors is open. This is going to be so tough.
Where is the bomb, in fact?
The bomb's on
Smooya. Yeah, it is on Smooya, so it's tricky. Adam luckily does have armor at least. And he's going to be regrouping down ramp to support his team.
Don't have any utility here. This is going to be tough. Obviously, Toa does have the smoke. No kit for
20 seconds as well. Time's really limited.
He's just going to have to stick the bomb. Now Toa potentially might try and swing, but doesn't have enough time to take down the plant. Oh, and there we have it. Adam with the M4 will find him. And that's a great comeback there from Into the Breach. They bounce back perfectly, forcing on the second round, even without the bomb plant on the pistol. I love that, and it works out for them. That's a great start from Into the Breach. Hopefully for them, they can have the brilliance that we saw from PACT on the T side of Ancient here on Nuke.
Yeah, obviously going to be a force buy from PACT as well. In fact, they've actually got a bit of money in the reserve, so maybe they are expecting to lose this one. Just so they got a bit extra money when their full buy does finally come out.
I think Smooya's just going to try and get down towards the vent, but we do have 3 players. Nearly 4 down towards B already from the CTs, and this B stack could take Into the Breach by surprise here. No, Thomas will find Beanox. That's a great find. Oh, and Thomas is looking for more. Smooya will find one before the trade comes through. And now it is just saying that remains. We'll get one. It's not 1 versus 3, but they know he's towards B. They can just go up towards A. But they're taking the fight. They're hungry for it. They don't even want to give him a weapon into the next. Saying though, let me double him back here.
Just can't hit that bullet.
Not too sure why Thomas is holding Decon, as he has been spotted towards control.
He's not that fast. Maybe just preemptively, because it does look like saying he's going to be coming from decon.
I think Adam wants the kill as well. Surely we'll find it. No, Thomas gets it before him. But that's the second round for Into the Breach. They do string them together. It's looking really good for them. As you mentioned, PACT, they did save a little bit. Obviously, saying going to want to bring out the AWP in the next round. So we're potentially looking for 3 for Into the Breach. And this is where they really can take control. Obviously, similarly to a map like Ancient, finding those early T rounds is so important. Oh, look at the squadron charging through that. Love that little cinematic. Not going to see the nade stack, though. Doesn't yield anything yet, though, but the players will be able to find Smooya. Oh, he's going with the knife. Oh, surely not.
Finally, the bullets do connect. No knife kill in this round.
You don't know. Lunatic's still alive. You don't get a name like Lunatic for no reason. Probably going to be running knife out. Let's get the dink on Adam, actually. I think he's caught both Adam and us by surprise, but Into the Breach, they find 3. They keep the rounds going in their favour.
Yeah, full buyout now. Saying, like we expected, does have the AWP out, the big green. And that's going to be a benefit that Into the Breach don't have. They do, in fact, have a nice tail on Dobbo. It's going to see if Samir actually is going to buy one of his own. Maybe see something fast, but smoke's outside. They are heading towards ramp here.
I think because a lot of these rounds have been won fairly dominantly here from Into the Breach, their money is looking so good in this one. As you mentioned, ramp will be the play. It is just Toa to defend. Ooh, will do a lot of damage on one. Finds the kill as well. Gets the second. Switch to the USP, but can't find any more. Smooya will eventually take him down. Lunatic finds Adam as well towards outside. And it's just Smooya and Thomas here now in the 2 versus 4. Decon is open. One will go down, though. Smooya in a really tough situation now.
Flash does just allow him to back off towards ramp. If Thomas gets dropped, though, just the bomb plant situation where it's planted can make things really tricky for Smooya.
We do have a lot of util in play. Thomas, though, completely alone here. Smooya will keep him alive for now. Smooya will get taken down, though, and Saiyan finds 2. He doesn't even have the AWP in hand, not the specialist weapon, but can do it with the rifle. And they will find that round.
Yeah, nice retake there. It got a little dangerous. In fact, there wasn't even that much time on the clock.
There wasn't a kit in play either. That's a
Scene got dropped there, actually. I wonder if they would have had time.
You never know, but that was just that little bit of a bonus round. We didn't see the AWP on Smooya. We saw a MAC 10 in play as well, but now Into the Breach, they've got all the weaponry they could ever want, and we've still got money in the bank on 3 of the players. Whereas PACT, they don't really have that benefit. We are going to be seeing this fast vent play from Adam. It's just going to be fast out towards A, in fact. Adam will get taken down. We saw a lot of early aggression, but he decided to halt it. Decided to just kind of stop pushing through the smoke, and that was... It allowed PACT to readjust, but Thomas finds one. Oh, they're going to be going down the vent.
Bit of damage done onto Dobbo, but he also joins his teammate down on B. Thomas will just be their sort of lurk player. Hold him from Squeaky.
Could be able to find players going down the vent. They know that vent isn't going to be a problem, so they've got to keep their eyes on both ramp and secret, but we don't have a player in secret yet. The lone defender on B is just Toa. So you're slowly just going to be clearing all these angles, but this allows Toa to get really deep here above the railings. Dobbo's going to be
tuck himself in, because if Dobbo does find him, that's the B side going to be really open for the taking. Great find though.
Oh, Smooya! An uncharacteristic missed shot, just dancing around the silo, but won't be able to find the kill.
That's such an awkward fight for both players. Not many times you're looking directly up or directly down, so not an easy kill. But just Thomas left, 1 versus 4. He was the player holding the rotations, but no one actually came down vent really give him any fights.
And I think the real problem that we saw from Into the Breach is we saw Adam getting like he was really close to that door for quite a while. Could have gotten down vent very quickly, but I think the flashes from PACT just halted that early aggression, and it worked out really well for them, finding those 2 early picks, and it just put them in a great situation to take this round. So we'll just be saving. I think we might see a buyout. It could just be the eco though.
Yeah, luckily Thomas does have money in the bank. If it was obviously fully chipped away and he had nothing, then maybe we would have seen full investment. In fact, we've seen the full investment anyway. 3 AKs out, that Deagle and that tech. We actually know how much Into the Breach love these techs. They always seem to get the most out of this pistol.
I think as well, you've got to imagine that, you know, they did it on the second round against the rifles. What's stopping them doing it now? Into the breach, though, playing quite passively here. Certainly the right play to make for now. Have done a lot of chip damage early on. Riats dropped down to 64 just through the wall. Thomas looking for more as well.
Does get a little bit. He's getting absolutely abused through this wall.
We see the wall of smokes outside as well. It will be Lunatic's job to try and find a pick through the smoke, but shot's a little too early.
They have successfully made it down into secret. There is a player on the B site. That's Lunatic, like you mentioned.
Thomas, he's in hut right now. I think he's trying to get the information on A and potentially sell a little bit of a fake as we got these players down secret. I think if Thomas can find a pick towards A, though, I think these players are going to rotate up from secret. Oh, it's going to be the boost hit. Player does leave decon, though. It works out perfectly for them. Toa, or Lunatic, sorry, just aware that the boost could have come through.
There's 2 players towards this B site. It's a big gamble, but it certainly could pay off. Only 20 seconds on the clock.
You've got to imagine they have to go B here. Thomas, though, he finds the player vent. They could just go events here. That's exactly what they're going to do. There's only one player defending A. It is Beanox. We'll find one, though. Oh, dropping down. So unfortunate. 9 seconds remaining. They've got to get the bomb down now. It will be planted. Adam in such a good position. Finds one. Oh, gets their second towards vents. And now it is just staying on the AWP. In the 1 versus 3.
There's 2 players backside. Surely there's no way. Can't even find the first. And that's huge. That kill from Thomas. See, they're the situations, they're the positions where sometimes it looks like you do nothing. But just 1 kill from Thomas, that was the real difference maker. It allowed Into the Breach players just to rush up vents, swarm Beanox on the site. Very little he could do.
I think it was really nice from Into the Breach. Sometimes when you see teams get down towards secret, you see them just, you know, exploding out on the B side. But we already had 2 players down there from PACT, and I think Into the Breach, they knew it. They knew that B was going to be overly swarmed because Thomas heard that initial player dropping down vent, and we've seen Toa rotate down ramp time and time again when B seems to be the play. So they were aware that there was 2 players down there, so they just kind of decided to play passively. Obviously, we saw, I think it was Cypher who died on the B site.
Yeah, Lunatic got one of those kills, and I feel like that just confirmed their suspicions. Yeah, let's not go B. It's too dangerous.
If I believe it was Dobbo, we're going to be seeing some aggression towards lobby here. We do have the rifle in the AWP out on Toa, but that's a great opening find. But Thomas with the trade, so mobile, finds one towards ramp, then just sending it back, keeping his team alive. Thomas currently the top performing player on Into the Breach here in this whole series. He's the player that I mentioned at the start. I feel like can do a lot here. It is this 4 versus 3, but Smooya very low HP. Oh, Saiyan on the long flank. I don't think any of us realise how he got there. Just progressed through outside with the AWP. Such a risk, but it worked out very well here. And Riats now in the 1 versus 3 will be pushing towards their positioning, but Into the Breach, they find 5, and they're going to be against the Eco in the next. They can find 6 here. And this is already looking like a great half hit for Into the Breach.
Yeah, PACT, they haven't really been able to get their foot in the door on this CT side at all. And I feel like that second round of the game has really set the tempo a bit.
Yeah, I think as well, PACT, they've been able to string 2 together, but the second Into the Breach, they bring out the guns, they just completely dominate. Oh! And that's why. You've got players like Smooth, just the confidence to peek out silo, hit the easy 1-tap. There's nothing they can do. Smooth goes from the 1-tap god to, I think he whiffed the spray on the player main. Oh, is he going for the knife? No. Into the Breach, they're looking great in this one. And I think the problem that PACT are going to find now, obviously we saw a little bit, Into the Breach were a little bit timid towards the start of Ancient. and you know, kind of throughout the rest of it. But now they're on their playing field, they're on Nuke, and you can see the confidence of these players. And once you give a team like Into the Breach confidence, you know that it's going to be a tough remaining series.
Yeah, I mean, it really can be. 6-3 up already on their T side. I wouldn't be surprised if they can just win the half here. How many rounds is it? How many rounds do you think PACT need when moving on to their T side to put up a real fight?
I'm going to be honest here. I think they need all 6. I think, you know, this is a CT-sided map. We spoke about it on Ancient, but this is a map that Into the Breach are very confident on. And this is a map that Mad Dogs PACT, you know, it's their worst statistic map. Obviously, that's only over 4 games. It's not kind of a wide source of results, but I think you've got to imagine once Into the Breach get onto their CT side, that's where things could become very tough. And already 6 rounds is a good half on Nuke. I think if PACT give Into the Breach any more, you've got to imagine that this could be all over.
Yeah, I feel like that could be the question. How many more will PACT let Into the Breach get? Because it doesn't really, there's no real signs that Into the Breach are slowing down.
And that will be a problem I do believe we're going to see for PACT. Do have some technical issues going on at the moment. Not too sure what it is, but I feel like, you know, we saw some technical pauses in Ancient and it didn't really play that much, you know, on the game. Sometimes when these pauses do come through, it really kind of slows down the momentum of players, and it allows usually the team that are kind of losing on the back foot, it allows them to kind of mentally reset, and whether we'll see that in this game is the question.
I mean, we will be seeing a buy in the next from PACT. We won't have an AWP out. So it's going to be these M4s. Yuto isn't going to be incredible. And right now, they don't actually have a defuse kit in play. They haven't all fully invested yet, so it'll be interesting to see if that kit does come out.
Yeah, you know, I think we could be seeing, you know, an MP9 on Toa, potentially, obviously bringing out the kit. Does have armor already, so can in fact bring out the M4, a kit and a molly. But I guess that's all hypothetical. I guess we'll get to see what they are investing in. I think for Smooya, 7.8k, that's enough to bring out the AWP. Whether we'll see it though is the question, because we saw in the last round Smooya with that clean one tap, clearly a very diverse player, can use, you know, all the weapons really. You know, you asked me the question, how many rounds do you think PACT need? You know, what do you think?
I feel like minimum they have to get 6. I feel like if they don't get 6, things are going to get really dicey. Because if they get 6, normally, I mean, especially from Into the Breach, second round after the pistol, we tend to see a force buy. So if PACT can win the pistol on their T side, win the force buy, we can be leveled up 9-9. And obviously, it's still going to be a tough comeback to make, but I feel like that's surely got to be the minimum. It can at least give you something to fight with. You've got a bit of a buffer. But anything less, I feel like it's going to be too far gone.
But obviously, you know, they can bring that buffer back, but do you think they can win 10 rounds overall on the T side? Because that's tough for any team. You can be a heavily favoured Nuke team, but that's still going to be a really tall order.
Yeah, I think maybe if they really just... I don't know, it's tough. I feel like if they're having a good day at the office, if they got their players really fragging out, which right now they're sort of star players, they're not. And that's the real issue. Players like Tao, they're top fragging. 9 kills. I mentioned at the start of the game, he's someone you'd normally expect to be at the bottom of the leaderboard, only as strong as your weakest link. And when you're, I don't want to say weakest link, but individually, potentially your weakest link is top fragging. It's not always the most ideal situation for PACT to be in. So I feel like they do need to sort of get these players warmed up as quickly as possible. So when they do move on to their T side, basically, if they can just dominate with the AKs, I feel like there's a chance they could get that 10 rounds you mentioned, but it certainly won't be easy.
No, I think it is going to be tough, and I think obviously we're kind of expecting PACT to have a little bit of momentum going in from the last, but you've got to imagine that's their map pick. You know, now we're on Into the Breaches. This is where they can be bringing momentum onto Inferno, because obviously that will be our final map, but we are going to be going back live now. All the technical issues have been averted, and we do see Smooya out on the AWP. That's a weapon I feel like all of us expecting Smooya to be bringing out. Saw technical issues in the server. We're now seeing them with me. Hopefully it will all get fixed.
Probing quite a lot towards ramp. Ooh, I like this. Bit of a fake from Tao.
We'll be able to find Cypher, in fact.
A bit of delay there, but
I really don't know what's going on. Just some blinks through time, I guess. Well, we can hear the fight that Dobbo's having. He is successful, does find Riaz. Thomas as well will take down Beanox. I really don't know what's going on here at all.
Smooth's actually really low. Dobbo doesn't have much health to play with either.
I guess Moz is still going on. It'll be a little bit of a guessing game, but no, Sane and Toa will find one each. They are just going to be defusing the bomb here. Smooth is in a really tough position, finds one. He's off the bomb as well. Lunatic going to be progressing through here and will find the kill.
Yeah, Pat, they get their fourth, and I mean, you mentioned you think they need to win all of them. I mean, that's a good start. Still plenty of money in the bank. 4 into the breach, so no issue with getting another buyout.
Whilst this is going on, we'll just quickly go to us, see if I can try and fix the situation that we're having. But yeah, hopefully all of this can be averted. I'm not too sure what is going on at the moment. Okay.
I'll try to give my best to run it through. Is an all-out on Saiyan. Obviously, that can't be said the same for Smooya. He's just on that rifle.
And while we try and sort this out, we are just going to go to a break. Hopefully this will... Okay, hopefully everything should be fixed now.
Yeah, and in that round, we actually saw PACT win it with reasonably dominance. We haven't really seen much of that from them in this game at all, so quite a surprise. Still a bit of money left on Into the Breach. They are just going for this partial investment. So they've still got a bit of money in the bank. Got a few pistols, but they do have 2 AKs in play. We can never count out any of the Into Breach players when they do have these weapons. But Lunatic does take down Cypher. Second, in fact.
That's a great find here. It seems as though PACT, they have found their form on this CT side now. Obviously, it is just... I say it's just a half, but they've invested quite a lot. Thomas on the AK as well. See what he can do in this one. Oh, that's a perfect flash, saying... You can see our first ace of the series here. Lunatic has found 3 already. Thomas, though, could really hold him in his tracks. And he does. Second I talk about the ace. Seems as though Thomas didn't want that ace to be found either. Saying on the AWP here, might be able to see the shoulder of one of these players, but no, it doesn't in fact. We'll find Smooya. And Rietz will find Thomas as well. So it's back level 6-6.
Look at that, getting another round with 4 players surviving. So the banking is going to start to be built up a bit from PACT, and slowly but surely into the breach. Their money is slipping more and more away. It is just going to be this full-on halfway here with these pistols. They've got armor, a bit of util to back it up as well. This could be the first time we see PACT take the lead. Or in fact, since the pistol, the first time we see them take the lead.
We are going to be seeing this aggression towards A here. Cypher getting so deep. He's already out on the bomb side. We've got a player towards top hut. We'll only be able to find one. And now Cypher on the AK could find Sane here. Blink your eye and you miss it. They've got the man advantage. They've got the bomb site. We do have this one-way smoke, though, towards Heaven. This could be a real problem here. Adam is on B. He's going up secret now. Oh, Smooth's on the long flank. Oh, he's been so aware. Sane. Cypher, though, will find one. Trying to find Sane, but keeps himself alive by just dropping down. And Adam doesn't have enough time for this. I like the idea, Adam, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, a good. I think if it was planted for main, it would have been a great idea, but it really wasn't to be, like you said. And that is it. The first time PACT have taken the lead since the pistol round, since the first round of the game. So it just shows how most of this map has been all into the breach.
Yeah, I think, you know, something to mention. I think obviously that, you know, it's a tough call to make. You know, I like the idea of the flank from Smooya, but Sane, you know, had the read. Adam on the wrong side there. I think he was down on the B side, could have potentially gone up ramp and you know, second flanked around Smooya. I think I really like what Cypher was doing, though, just biding his time, just waiting to kill that player top hut. And it just got really unlucky there for Sane. The second he dropped out, that's when Cypher decided to peek, and it was just unfortunate timing. But either way, as you mentioned, PACT, they do take the lead here. And as I predicted, you know, they're looking to potentially find 9 rounds here. If Into the Breach aren't successful in this one, you've got to imagine that PACT will find 9 on this CT side.
Yeah, Smooya on the big green, so he can really try to rival Saiyan. And I said that these sort of stars on PACT just weren't really stepping up. Saiyan and players like Lunatic, they've really stepped up recently in these last few rounds. But Saiyan won't get a look into this one. He gets found early.
That's a great find from Smooya as well. You mentioned how Smooya brought out the AWP to battle Saiyan, and that's exactly what's happened. We are going to be seeing a little bit of a look in towards A, but this top hut Mustang hold is going to be so strong. In fact, it only is good for one. We do see this long flank from Lunatic, though, is going to be going all the way towards outside, but I think surely this is just going to be the save.
They do have a decent amount of money in the bank. Saiyan won't be able to get a buyout next round. You can imagine the rest of the team can, and even this long flank doesn't pay off at all. Dobbo finds the kill, brought down low, but doesn't really matter. He gets out alive.
You know, they do have some money in the bank, but they're going to want to bring out the AWP for Saiyan. Obviously, Toa needs to survive here.
He's gone towards ramp, and no one's really hunting him. They're respecting it. They're letting him get out. They know it's only one weapon. Maybe they don't realize the repercussions. An AWP can be bought out, but nevertheless, PACT's lead doesn't last long.
Oh no, he saved the AWP. Yeah, he was able to save one. I thought he was trying to buy one, but in fact didn't have money for it. But still, back level. It's all about whether Into the Breach can take the half on the T side here.
Both teams sort of have everything they could desire in this round. It comes right down to round 15 to see which team's going to leave the half with the advantage.
We've seen this long flank towards outside time and time again, and look what it's conditioned Into the Breach to do. They've already got a player holding. We've already got a player down towards B. Oh, and Lunatic will find Cypher. That's a great early find. Beanox as well, doing a little bit of chip damage towards Thomas. They've got the opening pick here, and this is where Into the Breach might struggle, but still 7 rounds on the T side. That's absolutely amazing for them. They're going to be ecstatic with that one. Real question is,
still a real chance they can get A. Yeah, there's still a chance. Obviously, things have become a bit harder losing Cypher. He's their second top performing player, just behind Thomas.
already got Thomas very deep here. Just going to be lurking for now.
He's going to be up to his usual business, seeing if he can create a bit of nuisance in that PACT defense.
Could potentially be going for the flank, but Sane once again is holding it. Just slowly having a look in towards ramp, and it works out so well for them. Sane gets the timing. Reitz finds the frag as well, and it's just this 2 versus 5. Dobbo and Smooya. Even if you drop down Vent Lunatic, he's still waiting here. He's been Vent the whole round, and there we have it. PACT, they will take it. They are successful here. They do take the half.
Yeah, that's definitely not bad, considering at 3 to 6, we were sort of discussing how many rounds do we think PACT need. Obviously, you did say 9. I mean, I said 6, so sort of meet in the middle, but 8 rounds, I think that's certainly not bad, considering 5 out of the last 6 rounds went the way of PACT, and I think how the game started, it could have been significantly more disastrous.
Yeah, definitely. We could have been seeing a complete difference there.
I did mention, though, how this pistol could be huge for the T-side team. So PACT, they could actually be finding 11 if they win this one, obviously dependent on what Into the Breach choose to do on their second round.
Oh, we've got a lot of aggression towards outside. And Adam will get taken down. That's a great opening pick here on the pistol. That was Cypher's job. He's going to be flashed through the smoke as well. It's all about timing. Cypher will find Reats. Now it's Beanox time to shine towards ramp. Smooya will find Lunatic. And it's just Beanox, Toa, and Sane in the 3 versus 4 here. Oh, Sane though. Bringing it back level.
Yeah, there's a chance he's got another bit of contact. Dobbo, he's down in secret.
Oh, finds the kill as well.
They're just giving him kills. He's on for the ace, actually. Thomas, he's spotted a bit more than he would like. Just retreats back up the ladder.
Doesn't even need to peek here. Got one player deep CT and one under heaven. Oh, I love this from Thomas, though, but it doesn't work out. He takes that re-aggression, takes the fight, but it's not to be, and now it is just Cypher in the 1 versus 3.
He's coming up with secret as we speak, so no chance in denying this bomb. There isn't a kit on his back. I don't know if there's one that can be picked up anywhere.
It's really unfortunate there. Obviously, we saw the opening pick go the way of PACT, and then we saw, a great turn of events into the breach finding 2. We've seen the gun barrel, but it's not enough. Toa will secure the final 2 kills of the round. That was great from Sane, though. Finding those 3 towards outside, 1 towards secret, obviously, as well. Just absolutely immense there from Sane.
Do we see this force fire? Yeah, of course we do. But this is the thing, can PACT do what they couldn't do in the last pistol? Can they actually win the second round after it? To point out, they've won both these pistol rounds on Nuke. They're barely in the lead, and that's just because they struggle to convert them. Let's see if they do in this. No early damage done yet. Lunatic has spotted Adam as he does take him. Yes, as well. Smoothie gets found. Thomas does find 1. Cypher gets another. Brought down very low though.
Only 6 bullets in the mag, and look at Lunatic going up the ladder. Ooh, nearly to the last bullet of the Mac 10.
I mean, you can see where he gets his name from, just charging up that ladder, not a care in the world, and it does find that kill. So 10 on the board now, and that's just going to be this eco from Into the Breach. We could be looking at 11. 5 rounds off closing this one out. Obviously, we have seen these ecos sometimes spiral out of control.
I like this aggression from Adam, but it doesn't work out. And we were speaking about how if Into the Breach take this one, they could look fairly successful going into Inferno, but they've got to take this one first. As you mentioned, 11 surely going to be found here. Smooya.
Right. Can't get anything more, just the first. I think if we do go to a third map, regardless of what the final score is of this one, I think we're really set for a exciting finale. Obviously, it's going to be on Inferno, the king of the third maps, but I think this is sort of outshone my expectations. I did think this was going to be a bit more dominant from Into the Breach, but they're finding themselves leaving by a 4-round deficit.
The real problem for them here is if they aren't successful in this one, you know, you could potentially say this one's over. You know, Mad Dogs, they'll be on 13, only 3 rounds away from taking this one, and Into the Breach, when you're 6 rounds behind your opponents, it's really rough for them. I think, you know, something that we've been kind of saying a lot is talking about the third map, about how Into the Breach we're going to win this one, but I don't think either of us really realised that you've got to remember, PACT can take the whole series after this one. It can be over here, so Into the Breach, they really need to change things up.
I don't think the panic alarms are on just yet for Into the Breach, but if they lose this one, potentially they will be.
Silence on the server, though. No one wants to make a mistake. Obviously, both teams understand how important this next round is. For Into the Breach, they can bring themselves back into this one. And for PACT, they can potentially close this one out. But Toa, onto 1 HP, keeps himself alive. Does win the fight against Thomas, and that's the top performing player for Into the Breach getting taken down. 2 of these players creeping down secret, and it will be Adam's job to keep them at bay.
There's not much time. We've passed the 30-second mark now. We're approaching the 20.
The bomb is going up towards A, though. This could work out so well, but we do have Cypher towards his second vent position. So important here, finds one, gets a second as well, and there's only 12 seconds remaining. The last player towards her, and look at the kill feed. It's all blue, it's all Into the Breach. That was perfect from them.
Yeah, it felt like PACT, they just took too long. After Tao found that first kill on Thomas, it did seem like they tried to play so slow, hoping Into the Breach would push into them. Into the Breach, they didn't. They just played passive, they held their positions, they held their line, and it worked out perfectly. Didn't lose another kill since that opening. Smooya does have the big green out. He's back on the AWP.
I think something to mention as well. I think, you know, PACT, they tried to replicate what we saw from Into the Breach, where we saw Thomas kill that player towards second vent. We saw them all explode up secret and just take the A site for free. But the difference was we didn't have a lurking player from PACT. We didn't have a player trying to find a pick towards A. Because let's say Cypher gets taken down in that position. That was 2 of the kills there. We would have had Adam and Dobbo, I believe, towards the A site. And it would have been tough. But there was no pick. They didn't find the pick. They just decided to rotate up towards Secret with only about 20 seconds remaining. And that's never a situation you want to be in. Now we see the full buyout for PACT. If they aren't successful in this one, they're going to be forced onto an eco. And that's where Into the Breach can bring this one back. Oh, the aggression out towards A. Cypher finds one. Just going to be picking up the AK. Doesn't have time to reload, but the A site completely open. Thomas will find one. The trade does come through, though, and now it is the 2 versus 3. Smooya now onto the bomb site. Will find one. Saiyan, without a care in the world, just dancing around. It's just a fake. Smooya going to be jumping on top. What is this confidence here? Smooya will
still
find
alive
one.
and kicking, though. Oh! That must have been last bullet. That is ridiculously close by PACT. They do convert. They do find 12, and they only allow Into the Breach to get 1 in a row. Their money is not going to be loving that one. They are going to be fully investing, though. Cypher can drop over an AWP. That's exactly what we see.
I love the confidence from Smooya there, just to jump out. I think I feel like the A site was quite quite limited there. Obviously, we saw Thomas rotating in, but Cypher only able to get 1. I think Adam must have been down on B or in the vents or something. The round happened a little bit too quickly for me to see it.
Yeah, this is such an important round for Into the Breach. Obviously, it's not an incredible buy. I don't believe they have defused kit either. Yeah, they don't. So if they do lose this one, 14 rounds could definitely be on the cards for PACT.
And this is make or break here. Not just about the rounds, it's also about the money. Both teams can be broken after this one. Oh, and I like this. It's going to be a ramp hit. Could work out perfectly. Thomas is going to be taking first contact, swinging out with the UMP. Surely going to. Oh, and they line up, and look at that. The SMG's doing wonders. Beanox, though, in fact, will find two, but Cypher will take down Sane. It is this 1 versus 2 now for Sane. Picking up
this
the
is
AK.
a really awkward situation to be in now.
We've got Adam on the flank, but he doesn't need to show himself. He can just stay in lobby here. And he knows it. We do see the rotation coming in from Sane now. Seemingly is slightly aware, but it doesn't matter. Adam will find it. And that is great from Into the Breach. The money on PACT is broken now, so Into the Breach, they can find double digits of their own. But the SMGs there, it worked out perfectly for them.
Yeah, they were the real question mark of that round, and yet 3 kills, 3 for 2 is certainly not bad with those weaker weapons. I thought that if PACT were going very fast, they might actually catch them out boosting, but they slowed it down just enough to allow Into the Breach to get all set up, all ready for it.
You already have a player down towards Vent. It is Adam. We'll be rotating in as we see these players pushing down Secret. It is the force buy from PACT here. Oh, this is a real risk.
Yeah, I don't actually know how much money they had in the bank. Did they have enough to get a buy for E-code?
I'm not too sure. I think that'll be the question we'll be asking. But Toa able to find Thomas there, just kind of AD spamming with the P250. Got 2 players towards Secret. Oh, this could be painful for Into the Breach here. Oh, Sane finds 1. It's all on Dobbo. Gets 2. Needs to find the 3rd. Oh, what a round from Dobbo. He's found 3 so far. Can he find any more? Going to be going up towards 8. These final 2 players are both down towards the B site, and the double doors will open now. Smooth has time to shine. He's got the Deagle out. Confident here. But that is perfect from Dobbo.
Could have actually got the bomb down. Rest in Secret. Not too bad a trade. Tau does get dropped. He didn't actually have any armor, so just finding that kill isn't bad at all. Dobbo's still very low.
30 seconds of play. They're going to hear the bomb getting planted now towards B, so they're going to be rushing down the vents. And they can just play this one together. Send Dobbo in first. Make sure the trades will come through. Ooh. Oh! It's a 1v1. Cypher can be progressing through here. Knife in hand. Might be able to find this pick. Oh, it's about dancing around here. Has spotted him though. Cypher's done a lot of damage, and you've got to imagine. Yeah, there we go. Let's bring him down to 9 HP.
In fact, yeah, that got really dicey. To end up closing out the round though, and yes, it was a force. They did get the bomb plant though, so I wonder if that will have any difference in this round.
They've also got a fair bit of money in the bank. I don't think they fully invested. I don't think they have enough to buy. I think it will just be the eco.
Yeah, they can invest a little bit again and try to limit the Into the Breach economy even more so. I mean, we can already see it's not perfect. Thomas is back on that UMP. Did wonders with it last time, so maybe we can repeat the same thing.
It's just these deagles and techs in hand. They have invested a lot here. I do believe they only have that 2-round loss bonus. Once again, they are going to be going outside. You do have Adam, though, already in secret. Dobbo will find Toa, though. That's the top-performing player for PACT getting taken down for nothing. Adam as well will find Lunatic. The trade will come through, though. I like the Cypher cam.
Just watching Cypher. Just watching. So if you ever want to learn how to play Cypher's roles, this is how you do it. He sits top of the A-site silo for quite a while.
For about 40 seconds.
Smooth fine saying as well, so only this 4 versus 2. Beanox is very low.
But we want to see Cypher cam. And then eventually, you know, you've been holding her up for a while, so then you go and look Vent.
I'm learning a lot here.
I'm an A-side player. I might shadow Cypher.
I'm not. So this is completely useless to me. But we get to see if he does actually find a little kill from this, maybe.
If after all this Cypher doesn't get a kill, I think it, you know, it will be sad because we've seen him up here for quite some time.
I mean, yeah, surely this is going to surprise some of the teeth. He's been up here for so long. Surely he can find
Oh
this.
no, the quick switch!
The quick switch! That is brutal. The bomb's actually going down on B.
Cypher.
Just Beanox, he's so low.
He needs to get a kill. He has to get a kill.
Yeah. Surely he's going to be one pushing into this angle
No!
first.
He's running back.
Choosing against it, in fact. We might get to see the defuse from him at least. There
Okay,
we go.
Cypher defuse. That was it.
We get to see him do something.
The Cypher cam. I like it.
That quick switch moment, that is brutal.
Is this the rest of the game? Is this a Cypher cam the whole game?
Maybe.
I like it.
It's like, you know when you're trying to learn someone's roles and you just type in like ROPS POV?
And you watch the demo?
Just type in, yeah.
Cypher POV.
Just watching Cypher POV, yeah.
It's good.
If only we could be in the team speak, hear what he's saying. Get his voice comes
He'll
on.
probably get quite annoyed at us because we don't shell out.
I didn't think we were talking to him.
Oh.
We were just listening.
Oh no, we're talking to him.
I don't think Into the Breach would be happy listening to us cast their games in their team speak, but probably wouldn't be the most ideal. But once again, Into the Breach, they could actually level things up here. Obviously, there will be a buy from PACT. They've done a decent amount of damage to the economy of Into the Breach, so it could be quickly broken. There is a tech pause.
Potentially, it's to stop Cypher cam, but I think everyone at home, we want this to stay.
Yeah, hopefully all the PACT players, the PACT fans are happy just watching the Cypher. I'm sure the Into the Breach guys will love it. Get to watch one of their own.
Well, sometimes, when you obviously when these games are being streamed and you make a little bit of a blunder, you have a little bit of a mess up. Sometimes it's not on the stream and you kind of get off lucky. Cypher gonna have to play the rest of this game perfectly because everything's on show now.
Yeah, do you think he's feeling the pressure? Do you think he knows he's the only one on stream?
I don't think he does. No.
He's got the stream up. He sees the delay just watching so he can watch back his clips. But yeah, like you said, actually, you do get to see a few blunders, a few mistakes from people. Obviously, we already got to see one round one in. Just on that quick switch.
Hopefully, once again, these technical issues will be averted. Obviously, playing online, playing on LAN as well, we do still see these technical issues happening. But, that's esports.
Should lay of the land. Always is something in esports. But as long as a good show is put on between these teams, I don't think anyone will complain that much. We could see things, like I said, be leveled up, and then it's really anyone's game. PACT. They had a solid lead. They haven't really been able to find any rounds since they've got it.
Well, the technical pause wasn't for Cypher. We're still watching him.
We're just going to see him stay on top of the silo again. No, he's actually going for a bit of a peek. I'm interested to know what would happen if he died. Are we just going to stay on his dead body?
Cypher doesn't die. Cypher can for a reason. He's towards vents here, going to need to keep his team alive, and he has in fact kept Smoothie alive. He didn't actually get the kill. It was Thomas. Come on, Cypher.
Lunatic remaining.
Come on, Cypher.
Oh.
No, Smoothie steals it.
What? That's actually ridiculous getting that kill through the wall there. Was that in hut, or did he see push through lobby?
In hut, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's a great find, and Into the Breach, they can really take the lead here. There isn't great money on PACT. It will just be this partial investment, just these techs, a few deagles.
Alright, so it's been 2 rounds and we haven't seen a Cypher kill yet. The pressure's clearly getting to him.
He is actually... Oh, he was top fragging. Thomas has reclaimed this spot at the top.
Ever since Cypher cam. He hasn't got a kill.
Yeah, I wonder what the actual aim is here from PACT. Just with these pistols. What are
They
they
got down
looking to
there.
do?
Oh, Smoothie is already down there. Cypher. There we go. That's the first kill we see.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem a little disjointed right now from PACT. It feels like it's sort of just burnt out, fizzled out in this game because it doesn't even feel like these rounds are getting close. And it does feel like we are sort of seeing just a couple of players die early and then the rest of the team not really knowing what to do.
Don't know if you saw that, but that was clearly Smoothie wanting a bit of on-screen time. Just shifting across Cypher's POV. And there we have it. The round is closed out. Into the Breach, they do take the lead here. Only 3 rounds away from taking this second map, and that's when we'll be going to Inferno.
Yeah, and that really is where I think it is anyone's game. It's so tough to predict that one. Fulbright is out once again for PACT. What will they change? Because they need to change something quick. If they lose this one, they'll just be on a partial buy in the next, and potentially we could see Into the Breach take the fine match point.
Molly smoke towards outside vent. We are going to be seeing players aggressing here. Adam very deep outside. We'll find one. Lunatic will get taken down. Now the util comes through. Molly. Oh, that's a miss Molly here, in fact. Lovely flash. That's a great find from Adam, and to keep himself alive here, he's got himself back into main. We do already have Smooya down on the B site, holding that vent position again. We're going to be seeing these players cross down towards Secret. It's all on Smooya. We'll be able to find one. That's a great find. Can fall back as well, and there's two more players here. Smooya gets another. And the third. That would have been a lovely clip to watch. But no. We're on Cypher.
We get to on Cypher. We get to see his reaction to the clip.
Smooya with the 4K, was
4K, yeah, 4K. Adam was the one who got the other, so not too bad at all. It's a real fight for the top frag in spot on Into the Breach. Smooya, he's now the one taking it. He had quite a slow game, actually. So these last few rounds, he's really stepped up massively.
This is where PACT, they could potentially be giving up overtime. Obviously, if they are successful in this one, should be all good. But look at this, Charlie. We're no longer on Cypher. We've moved. We've transcended.
I still want to know what would happen if Cypher died.
He didn't die,
I guess
actually.
we'll never see. Yeah, we never got to see him die, so... I mean, clearly, I guess we just don't get to see it, but 14 rounds found. I mentioned if PACT lose the last, there's a real chance match point could be found for Into the Breach.
We're going to be aggressing ramp here, and Beanox is holding this angle. Oh, and it's going to work out for them. Beanox finds Thomas. Oh, Sane finds Dobbo as well. Cypher will find Toa. It is this 4 versus 3 in favor of PACT. They don't have much utility, though. They're just holding here. They don't even need to move a muscle. They know that Into the Breach are eventually going to rotate, but Into the Breach as well. They're sticking to their guns. They're not moving either. We already have Adam down towards the B site.
Last time we had a situation like this for Into the Breach, it worked out perfectly for them, even with that man disadvantage.
Smooya's in a really tough position here. In hut with the AWP. Might get caught out, but now we see the util coming out A. Smooya going to be peeking. Finds one. Looks for the second, but Lunatic will get the trade, and now it's all on Cypher. The bomb is down. Cypher. Oh my god, Lunatic.
Oh.
What a shot there. The Tech-9 going huge, and now it is just Adam that remains towards the B site. Even in these tough situations with the Tech-9s, they were gambled overtime, but it's working out for them, and it's all on Adam. The money for Into the Breach is looking really good, so Adam realistically can go for this one. Does have the kit in play as well. But as time ticks away, it gets much harder for him. I don't think Into the Breach knew that it was just a half buy. The aggression towards ramp seems so silly, but obviously, I think we were expecting a full buy from PACT. Adam finds one, can't get the second though. But Lunatic, clearly the star player in that round, finding those 2 picks towards A. Absolute sublime there.
It's actually ridiculous how good this Tech-9 can actually be. Just beaming some heads, opening up that site, and does deny Into the Breach match point with just that half buy. Obviously, Into the Breach, they've got plenty of money to play with, so no limitations in their buy. But no real limitations in PACT either, so we do get to see what everyone's really here looking for, these full buy versus full buys.
Adam getting really aggressive towards outside here. The Molotov will force him back. Dobbo going to be sending a nade down ramp, but won't do that much damage. Beanox only losing 10 HP. Lunatic just spraying through the smoke, but Adam's creeping through.
Oh! There was a one-tap! He just absolutely deleted Adam. Adam's wondering what's happened. He's having a really tough game, and when things like that happening to you, you really can't blame him.
Really unfortunate there. They've lost that man advantage. We do already have Dobbo down towards B, but will get found, and it's a 5 versus 3 here. PACT, they can find 14 here. They can level things up, and the lone defender in B is just Cypher here. Has dropped the smoke. Oh, Cypher finds one. That's a great find. Going to be pushing through the smoke as well, but will get found from Toa. And I think realistically, it's just going to be the save from Into the Breach.
Yeah, no one's really going to deny this. Everyone is around that bomb for PACT. So these players from Into the Breach, they should be able to get out of here reasonably cleanly if that's what they're looking to do. Yeah, well, there we go. Nice little graphic. We get to see this.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, it looks like they, or at least one of them, that's Thomas, going towards CT spawn. They are splitting up. But hopefully, for Into the Breach, they can both survive. I did mention they had plenty of money, but if they lose the next, you wouldn't be surprised if that breaks their money at all. But 14-14 leveled up once again. I thought PACT fizzled out. Clearly not. They've still got a bit of fight left in them. They want to end this 2-0.
You've got to remember, Charlie, PACT, they brought this from, this was 12-14 at one point, and it was just a half buy. But they all came from the success, just holding that ramp aggression. It worked out so well for them. But now it's leveled up, and we talked about money. PACT have got a fair bit in the reserve, so they will be able to buy in the next, even if they aren't successful. Not a similar story for Into the Breach, though.
I think it would depend how much Dobbo gets out. I believe it is going to be that 2.4k loss bonus. So Thomas can get a buy. It won't be great. Adam can't. Neither can Cypher. So these are where we'll see the limitations, potentially, like for masses, MP9s, SMGs, whatever. Smooya, he's got no issue. He can get everything he desires. But Dobbo, yeah, I think it will depend on how much he invests in this one. But obviously, you never want to go in with the mentality of, maybe I'll spend a bit less in this one just in case we lose it. Because that's when you could just lose this one by doing that. So, yeah, full buy out. And this could be the final one for Into the Breach if they do lose it.
This is really tough for them. They're going to need to find the opening pick. They've struggled to find the opening pick in the last 2 rounds, and they haven't been successful for it. If there were a time to do it, Adam will find one. Struggles to get the second, but does a fair bit of damage as well. These players are already down towards B, though, but look at Dobbo. So deep already. Oh, but he's going to get taken down on the cross. Riats will find him. We do have 2 players very low HP on PACT, but this is going to be tough. They're just going to be saving. They're playing OT.
Oh, it's obviously hindsight, we would say, oh, you can give it a bit of a go, but you have to respect the call. I mentioned that there'll be plenty of players who can't get a full investment out, and they're going to have to give it up. And Into the Breach, you have to respect the decision, but it's such a tough one to make.
You've got to think, obviously, we talk about how timing plays a massive factor. Think about if Adam got to vent half a second, 1 second before, it would have just been a funnel. There would have been no player in front of him. He would have just had an easy line to kill them. But obviously he did get one, did a fair bit of damage on the second, but just 1 second earlier, or if the T's push 1 second later, we could be seeing a completely different round. But PACT are 1 round away from taking this one. Into the Breach, they're playing for OT.
A match point and series point for PACT here to beat Into the Breach. It's no easy task.
We do have full buy out on both teams. No limitations, but this is it.
Will we see OT, or will this be it? Will it all be said and done here? No mistakes can be made at all. The spams, nothing connecting yet. Very close by. The nade should be able to do a solid chunk of damage. Oh, it does! That is perfect! Cypher Cam's back in action. And we actually get to see a bit of magic there. The nade and spray combines. An opening kill is found from Into the Breach.
We do have all 4 of these players towards lobby. They're leaning towards ramp, but that nade's going to do a fair bit of damage as well. B-Nox dropped fairly low, showing a little bit of aggression towards A before the ramp hit comes in. And this is all on Dobbo here. Does damage, but can't find another. Smooya will take down B-Nox. Oh, the spray from Cypher. He finds another through the smoke. It's just Riats insane, and look at Adam. He's already here, but he goes for the wrong player. What a flick from Saiyan. Miss Molly there, though.
That could be a bit of an issue. Cypher, he's not being quiet about his intentions, but Saiyan misses his shot. The bomb goes down, but Cypher does it all. Huge round from him.
Cypher Cams.
Yeah, Cypher Cam's back in action, and we are going to overtime.
Sometimes when, we spoke about them not going for it in the last, it's clear why they didn't. They had the money, they had the buy, and it worked out perfectly for them. But Cypher stepping up massively there, getting the 4K. We kept speaking about how, the top fragger for Into the Breach kept changing. We saw it was Thomas, then it was Smooya. Now it's Cypher, 27 and 18.
Yeah, I mean, I think something very interesting is what would have happened if Cypher didn't find those 2 kills towards Squeaky. Because basically he got 2 kills for free. Obviously, something like that nade and spray combo, that's not luck. That's been prepared. Just knowing exactly where to spray. That's just the experience coming through. But it does make you wonder if PACT had those players alive in that situation. Maybe we would have seen this game being done already.
That's why it's such a risk sometimes to just even leave yourself towards Squeaky. Once that door's open, you're ready to lose your life. And Adam, he's found one Smooya as well. Adam finds another. Thomas as well taking down Toa. And this is where Into the Breach, they're questioning, why can't we have done this just a couple rounds earlier?
Yeah, Smooya's hungry for some kills here.
We spoke about being the top performer on the team. Smooya, there we go. Still going for the headshot, wants to keep that headshot
percentage, yeah. Boost his stats.
Well, you've got to, right?
Sure. Give it a go. But 16 found. That was domination in the first round of overtime from Into the Breach. And look at this. Some of the money on PACT is run dry already.
It's the 10k overtimes. Really not working out for them. Riats, though, looking for the peak. Smooya straight away dropping down the vent. Struggling to actually get down the vent. In fact, the flash will come through. Smooya, he's looking for the knife. Oh, surely not. They are just going to be going up towards A, though. Oh, and Riats will find one. Oh, I don't think he spotted the player towards main. Somehow Adam doesn't find the kill, though. And now Smooya going to be progressing up vent. Can't find the first. Going to be pushing into Squeaky now. Saying we'll take him down, though.
I have no idea how he got out of vent there. It's just these last 2 players coming from heaven. Miracles are needed. Just Dobbo, 5 versus 1. And what a weird overtime this is. Both rounds we've seen, either team has absolutely dominated. Not a single kill found from the opposing team on the round that the other won.
This is it. Final round of the half of overtime. I think this is going to dictate who wins this OT. If Into the Breach take this one, I think they've got a chance to secure OT. Whereas if they aren't successful, you've got to imagine they're going to be fighting to just keep themselves in second OT. Adam in a nice position here on top of Credit. Sure, we're going to see the player on top of Silo eventually.
Yeah, not going to get any kill through the spam just yet.
It's all about timing here. They're saying towards outside. Adam pixels away from losing his life.
Takes a big chunk of damage, and in late game, they can be real difference makers there.
We're going to be seeing Smooya aggressing ramp. And this is a play that I feel like we haven't really seen Into the Breach make, especially with Smooya on the AWP. This could be what they've needed. We do have Sane holding the angle here, but Smooya, he's got himself posted up and doesn't really feel the need to go any further. Surely going to find a kill here. No, does miss the shot. In fact, Dobbo will be able to find one, though. It's the second. We're keeping him alive, and the flash is good. Dobbo finds another. He's 5 HP with the molly as well. He finds Saiyan. And Thomas will take down Lunatic. But Dobbo with the 4K there.
Yeah, that really looked like that could have fell apart as soon as Smooya missed the first shot. It looked like Dobbo could be in a really difficult situation, but maybe just 2 tunnel vision there from PACT, trying to hunt down Smooya, weren't aware of Dobbo. I mean, that's sort of the goal of that aggression from Into the Breach. It worked out perfectly for them. Obviously, Into the Breach, they are going to be on that T side now. It wasn't 8-7 half, so still a pretty solid T side from both teams, actually.
Into the Breach. I think if they win this first one, they've got 2 chances. Look at this, Charlie. We don't see Smooya on the AWP. I think we could potentially be seeing something fast here. Oh, they're doing the outside wrap smokes. I believe it's Adam who's going to be throwing all 3 of those. Dobbo with the flash. It's a little bit of a fake towards outside. It has worked. There's only 2 players towards A right now. Surely the util's going to be coming through. The molly a little too late. Oh, but it's working out. Beanox finds 2. Second Molotov towards Hut.
It's looking good from PACT, actually. 2 early kills. No one else has given up their life yet. 3v5, all players full HP, and we can just see them retreat into outside, seeing if they can open up the map out there a bit.
He needs to find both Sane and Lunatic here. Sane towards heaven. Oh, he has been spotted, in fact. Adam going to be playing with fire here. Ooh, it's into main. It's all about timing for Sane. Going to be dropping the smoke. A second player here. Oh, Adam, I love the confidence. I doubt he was ready for that second player, though, and now it's on Sane.
Yeah, still a chance here. Sane's in a really tricky situation if he does miss his shot.
Oh, but he's not missing that one. Smooya will get taken down, and now it is just Dobbo that remains in the 1 versus 4. He finds one. It's a great opening pick. Can't find the second yet, though. Loses a lot of health. And will get taken down. It's 17 to 17. Into the breach, need one more round to keep them in this OT. Whereas PACT, if they can find these final 2, this could be it. Smooya's not taking the risk.
Gets the AWP out, yeah. No rifle this time. Obviously, I mean, the good thing is for actually buying that rifle, it will mean that into the breach they shouldn't really have an issue with getting a buyout if they do lose this one.
This nade towards back red. Look at that. So damaging that.
Chunk of damage.
But Riaz and Beanox, they've taken a fair bit of damage as well. Thomas going to try and spam through the walls of Hut again. Been doing it time and time again on this T side. Can he find a kill for it, though? He's getting very deep here, Thomas. Beanox is aware, though.
Aware. Opening kill goes the way of PACT, and that's a great one to find. Smooya is going to be boosted up. I don't know if he's going to be able to see anything. No one's directly holding outside.
Riaz has spotted Adam. Another nade. This could take him down. Adam, he's 18 HP, and he's only been hit with util so far.
He's really lucky that just the bounce wasn't perfect. So it does allow Adam to still stay alive. And it does look like B's going to be the play. These players are regrouping with their teammate. The boost is going to come through.
Ooh, Smooya gets dinked. Only for 46, though. Not the most damaging headshot that we can see.
And look at the time. 30 seconds. This is really worrying.
Cypher going to be pushing through this smoke. Flash is good. He finds one. We've got 2 players towards ramp here, though. And the smoke and the Molotov will force them back. The bomb can be planted. This is 4 versus 4. Are they going to be saving? No, we've got players going down secret.
I can't believe they didn't actually find any kill on that initial execute. So it does still give Into the Breach a real good chance at this.
Cypher might be able to find this pick here. Flash will come through. They throw a flash of their own, though. And Lunatic, sorry. Ooh, we'll find one. Sane as well. Takes down Dobbo. It is this 2 versus 4. There's hardly any time remaining. Cypher needs to keep himself alive. Smooya now in the 1 versus 3. Finds one. Looks for the second. Does he have a kill?
Time?
Potentially.
Yeah, they've actually got it with a good few seconds left, actually. So that's not too bad at all. PACT. Oh, they made that scary. When it was that 5 versus 4... there's a good few players that were very low, or at least chipped down quite heavily, and they didn't find a single kill when they were bursting out those doors. That made me believe Into the Breach would have it. But, see, I love watching retakes like that where they just play it so slow, so methodical, but it's always so tense to watch.
I think it was the fact that both, I believe, Adam and Dobbo weren't able to find a kill each, and they were taken down at the exact same time, so it wasn't a... You know, we weren't able to see players relocate or anything like that. Just really tough there. I like that from Adam.
Did go for, yeah, went for an opening pick with the AWP. Wasn't given anything though, so just juggled that weapon back to Smooya.
Charlie, this could be the last round of the whole series. If PACT can take this one.
Yeah, they've had a match point before. Weren't able to close that one out. Thomas
was looking so good at the start of this one. Smooya finds the opening pick, though. So important. Seems though Thomas kind of slowed down a little bit. And Molotov in Heart going to do a fair bit of damage, giving information as well. Then they are just going to be going towards ramp. It is Saiyan here with the AWP, though. They need to be worried about this. Jumping across. Oh, we'll find Smooya. Gets the second. Saiyan doing a lot here. Thomas with the trade, though. Brings it to the 3 versus 3. We do already have a player down towards B. Oh, but look at the position here of Dobbo. He's got all this information. They are aware, and Dobbo can just wait. He can find the kill eventually. Surely Dobbo is going to find this kill. It's all about timing here. Riatz's attention has been diverted. And into the breach. They can do this one now. They're planting down on B. Beanox slowly going to be creeping down Tetris here. Doesn't want to give away his position. I do believe it's Dobbo holding vents. But this is going to be so tough.
It really is Lunatic. He's pushing down ramp. There's just Lunatic remaining. He finds nothing in second overtime. It's on the cards. And into the breach. They finally did it. They left it to the last real possibility.
They've done that twice now, and it seems to be working out for them. They keep giving... Well, not giving away map point, but PACT keep finding map point, but they can't find that final round. This is where we're going to have into the breach starting on the T side. They can find a couple rounds here. This should be looking good for them. But we're back level. I think eventually PACT, you know, they found match point twice now. They haven't been successful. You've got to imagine that's going to be having a slight effect on the mentality of these players.
Yeah, all level again though. 21 is the magic number. Or in fact, maybe it's 22. Yeah, it's 22 actually.
Gonna be going fast out towards A. Oh, Thomas starts things off nicely. Smooya as well finds Toa, and this is a round that they certainly can win. They've got that 2-man advantage, and Riyad's 17 HP. This is where into the breach. They need to play this as a pack. I think they just play this one together. They can go towards ramp. Obviously, Sane's likely to get one, but one should be all he can get. We're going to be sending player very close towards vent as well, just on the other side of main. They can find this kill. Oh, and that's Lunatic getting found. Riyad's the lone defender towards A. Very low HP. The trade surely can come through now. Sane going to be rotating up the ladder. Riyad's keeps himself alive, in fact. Smooya sees the gun barrel, finds the kill. Oh, and Smooya's pushing. I thought he was pushing through the Molotov there. Oh, he is! Oh, and he finds the kill. I love that from Smooya. The confidence.
Yeah, 3k in that round from Smooya. He's on 31 now. Cypher's on 30 as well. So, 2 plays on 30 plus kills from Into the Breach. The top fragger on PACT is Lunatic, I believe, with 25. Oh, in fact, it's actually Tau with 26.
It is looking good for both of these teams. The top performing players clearly have stepped up when needed. Toa having a really impactful game, especially towards ramp. Sometimes we see positions like that go a little bit in the dark. Adam going to try and get down vent here. He's actually going to try and find the kill first. And Thomas and Adam, they double down. They find one each. And Adam's already down towards B. Toa, though, has rotated very quickly, but they're aware of his position now. And Thomas might be able to find this kill, and he does. And Into the Breach. They've come alive here.
Yeah, this has to be a save, I think. Saying he's got like next to no money in the bank. Beanox as well. In fact, they've all got no money in the bank, really. It has to be a save, but...
They can try and save.
Beanox gets dropped. Yes, just this thought. This is the real crucial weapon to keep alive. Backing off towards CT spawn.
I think Into the Breach, they know that this is the save. And look at this. We've got 2 players progressing through hell. They're going to be pushing CT here. It's Cypher and Smooya. The flashes will come through. Oh, and he's completely locked in here. Sane able to find one. But now look at the hunt. We see all these players going so quickly here. Smooya will get taken down here. Ooh, Sane, can he keep himself alive? Oh, he gets another. And he finds Adam.
That's a nice little stat pattern there, but also keeps himself alive. A little bit of kill reward as well, so we can actually buy some utility. But just look at this buy. Look at what we've seen. The XM, 2 MP9s. This is overtime. This is meant to be full buy versus full buy.
We've got a couple players on Into the Breach who, in fact, have more money than they started overtime with. They're going to be going fast out towards A, and look at this. Dobbo finds one. Gets the second as well. What a round from Dobbo so far. Cypher finds Saiyan. Toa eventually gets one with that MP9. Lunatic down towards B. They've got info on both of these players now. It is the 3 versus 2, but realistically, PACT, they have to win this one. If they aren't successful, you've got to imagine Into the Breach, they're going to find one round on the CT side.
isn't a defuse kit, Fred. So it's just made this 5 times harder.
And look at that. There we have it, into the breach. They win all 3 on the T side of overtime. I think it's about time that Into the Breach became unleashed, especially on their map pool. It has taken them 39 rounds to do it, but it could be closed out in round 40.
Yeah, I mean, that looked really great from them. I mean, all the rounds were so dominant. Obviously, you could look at the second one and be like, they're 1 player survive. Realistically, it was all 5. They were just going for a hunt. So I think in an actual round, only 2 kills were found by PACT in any of those executes. So it just shows the cooling was perfect from Into the Breach. But it does make you think, what's changed between this overtime and regulation? Because none of the rounds were that dominant.
I think we've upped the pace for Into the Breach. We saw them going fast towards A twice. And it's, you know, and we had one kind of round where they played a little bit slower. But I feel like they've upped the pace. They've really kind of changed how they're playing on this. And we've seen players like Thomas, we've seen players like Dobo getting a little bit more aggressive, and it's working out for them. But this is make or break for PACT now. They need to win all 3 rounds on this T side. That's a position I don't think any team wants to be on, especially on a map like Nuke. They're going to be run boosting over. I can't wait to see how this works. Ooh, he does in fact get the timing. I don't think he's been spotted. I like this play from Smuya, playing really passively here.
Yeah, no one on Into the Breach wants to be the reason they lose these sort of rounds.
Cypher potentially wanting to be the reason why he can win it. Going to be crossing back here. Gets himself out of harm's way for now. We do already have Adam down the vent. We might be seeing a vent play here. Not too sure what's going to go on. We've got Sane down towards B. The rest of these players lurking in lobby.
30 seconds on the clock.
Very limited utility. They've only got 1 smoke hit.
Still not going yet. 20 seconds.
This is so tough. They know that A's the play now. Cypher is blind. Gonna try and dodge the next flash, but Thomas on top of Hutty finds 1 Cypher as well. Doubles down. Now Smuya holding Hutty towards the back of the side. There's 11 seconds. You've got to imagine this is over, Charlie. This is done. There's no chance for them. He has to pick up the bomb. There's only 5 seconds remain, but it doesn't matter. Adam up the vents, finds them both, and there we have it. Into the Breach. They are successful on that second map. And we're going to Inferno.
Yeah, brought us all the way to overtime. It certainly wasn't a quick one, but I mean, what a game it was. I mean, there was a real chance PACT could have closed it out 2-0. They had a number of match points in that game, but it wasn't to be. So it really did leave it right down to the wire. But Into the Breach, they do come out on top. And like you said, we're going to Inferno. Yeah,
I think obviously, you know, we were thinking that Into the Breach were going to have a little bit of a stronger side on that game. You know, especially because, you know, that was their map pick and they are looking really dominant on it. But I think, you know, it went the distance, certainly a couple overtimes. Just goes to show that both of these teams are well versed on Nuke, but obviously, as we mentioned, Inferno will be next. What are your initial thoughts, you know, on the idea of Inferno?
I mean, I thought that if it was more dominant from Into the Breach, I thought they would take it just due to the momentum, the confidence they would have. But I felt like PACT gave it a real good fight, and I felt like players like Lunatic had huge rounds individually, so I feel like if they can step up on Inferno, I think it's really anyone's game, because we saw throughout all the game a real battle for who was going to top frag on Into the Breach. We saw a couple of players over 30 kills, Thomas very close behind as well, so I feel like there's no issue with their star players stepping up, but PACT, they need to make sure they start off early, and then I think then it's really anyone's game.
Yeah, but obviously, you know, Inferno will be that final map. We will be able to see the victor of this series there. And I think we kind of deserved an all 3 map series, especially because of how close these games have been. But we will be going to that 3rd map, Inferno, very shortly after the break.
Deep in the dark, down on my knees, I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. Here we go. I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. That I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. All my hope was fading away. I'm not gonna make it to the end of the day. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Invincible.
I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. That I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero in me. A superhero in me. You caught my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero.
Don't you wanna be free like a waterfall, flowing on the riverside, places you don't have to hide. Sometimes you're alone, there's no one to turn to, feeling you be left outside, struggle with a heavy mind. Just breathe in life and light it up. Pray for those who lost it all. Yeah, you know we are one alliance. Why going back to nowhere? We played a game, we kind of lost it. We cannot change going under. The road leads back to nowhere. Don't you wanna be free like a waterfall, flowing on the riverside, places you don't have to hide. Someday you find love, somebody to run to, walking by the ocean side, meet you at the mountain night. Just breathe in life and light it up. Pray for those who lost it all. Yeah, you know we are one alliance. Why going back to nowhere? We played a game, we kind of lost it. We cannot change going under. The road leads back to nowhere. Yeah, the road leads back to nowhere. The road leads back to nowhere. Yeah, the road leads back to nowhere. You can win if you can give it.
Welcome back, guys. Hope we're all doing well. We are going to be going into that final map, Inferno, very shortly. But we're going to have some time here to talk about that last game because I think that was a spectacle. I think a lot of us kind of really interested about how that played out. I think potentially before the game we were thinking it was going to be a little bit more dominant for Into the Breach. But PACT, they had a lot to show on Nuke, and I can't wait to see how this Inferno plays out. But, you know, what are your thoughts after that one, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really, I'd say back and forth game, but it was weird. There was like a lot of sort of comebacks in it, really. Obviously, we saw Into the Breach take a nice early lead on their T side, 6-3. PACT ended up winning that half, which is quite impressive, all things considered. But I think yeah, it was a great game. PACT weren't able to close it out. I think they had 2, maybe 3 match points that they could have done it on, but it just wasn't to be for them. Into the Breach, as soon as they went to second overtime, they just looked like the really supreme team out of both of them. But Inferno, that's the map we are on now, and I feel like it's a very different storyline between these two teams. PACT, they do have a 100% win rate on it, but they have only played it twice with this roster in the last 3 months, so it's not exactly much to go off of. But, I mean, I guess you at least see something. Into the Breach, on the other hand, they've played it a lot of times. They played it 19 times, and they have won it 10, but they have lost it 9 times. So it's really tough to sort of see it like that, because obviously PACT, they played it significantly less. How do you think that's going to impact things?
Well, I think obviously, you know, there are games that have been played for PACT that probably aren't going to be on HLTV where the stats aren't going to be shown. So obviously Inferno is going to be a map that they are going to be well versed on, and the statistics definitely show that they know it well. Obviously Into the Breach, they clearly played it a lot. I do believe it's probably their most played map. I haven't got the stats on that perfectly, but I think Inferno is going to be a tough battleground. I think, you know, we could have the potential for overtime, but having a little bit of a look back into Nuke, comparing just the kills alone, you can see that Into the Breach were just that little bit of a step up. Obviously, comparing the two top performers, we had Smooya on 33, and it was, in fact, Saiyan on 28, whereas for the bottom performing, it was 22 to 19. So there was just a slight edge between the top and the bottom performing players on each team. And it just goes to show that Into the Breach, they did have that slight benefit. But you've got to imagine as well, they won all 4 rounds in that final overtime. So that's going to take a fair bit of of a standing in there. And that's why it was so close. That's why it did go to overtime. But I think Inferno is going to be really interesting. Obviously, because it's no team's map pick, it is the decider. We will be seeing the knife round. Obviously, Inferno, very different to both Nuke and Ancient. You could say it's you know, the complete opposite. It's actually statistically T-sided, but it does kind of take a little bit of personal preference as well. I think a lot of teams do just prefer to be on that CT side, just because, you know, you don't have to take that control. You can just kind of sit back and just await the pushes. But I think it is going to be a good one. But if you had to pick a team, Charlie, if you had to favour one team in this one going into Inferno, who would it be?
Oh, it's such a tough question.
That's why
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel like before the series, I did favour Into the Breach, but just after what we saw, I mean, the fact that PACT did have the opportunity to close it out, I feel like I might give the slight edge to PACT in this. But if I don't know, because Into the Breach, they look so good with all their individuals. I feel like a map like Inferno, they can really carry you through. You know, I'm going to change my answer. I think Into the Breach, I think they will take this one. But I think something interesting is, yeah, what you did point out about what sided the map is. Yeah, historically, it is a very CT-sided map. But at least statistically, it is slightly favoured. In fact, it might even be the most favoured T-sided map now, which is a really strange thing. You do think, I believe it's around 57% of the rounds are coming from the T side. So that is quite a strange stat, considering Inferno was similar to Nuke, where it was very CT sided, but not anymore. But I feel like you said, teams do still tend to favor on the knife rounds going on that CT side. But the same question to you: who is it you favor?
Well, I think obviously I haven't seen much from PACT on Inferno, and there isn't really much to see from them. Obviously, only those 2 games, but you know, we're talking about the CT side, about favoring it. Something that I can't wait to see, and I think there's something that we are definitely going to see, is banana aggression from Adam. I feel like that's something that we see nearly every game. Is an absolute nuisance, gets himself into logs, just takes so much control. And I feel like, obviously, we saw a couple players playing that kind of aggressiveness from PACT, where they're pushing through smokes, but it wasn't anywhere near as much as Adam. And I feel like sometimes when you are playing CT side banana, you do need someone to just bite the bullet and go, you know what? I'm going to push through the smoke. If I die, I can get traded. If I can get this kill, we win banana. And I feel like that's something that Into the Breach really have going for them. But, you know, it's anyone's game. It really could be flipped. I think something to mention as well, a lot of the kills from Sane were with the AWP. Similar kind of story for Smooya, but we did see him utilising the AK very well on the T side of Nuke. And also, when he was forced onto those rifles in the previous rounds, you know, very strong with those rifles. So on the T side of Inferno, one of the more difficult maps to wield the big green on, I feel like Smooya will be able to have a lot of impact, whether it be with the AWP or the rifle. But yeah, I think I'd have to say Into the Breach. I feel like they've got a little bit more going for them. They've obviously got a little bit more experience on the map, especially at the higher level. But you never know. You really never know.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it a bit briefly there about the AWP duel and that we can expect to see Saiyan versus Smooya. I mean, I feel like Nuke gave us a lot more to offer in that aspect than Ancient really did, and I feel like that was always exciting. But I feel like you can really utilize that AWP on both sides of Nuke. And yeah, you did touch on it. T-side AWPing on Inferno can be very difficult, just due to all the util that's coming at you, the angles you hold. It's a lot harder to find those opening picks unless someone is peeking into you. So it'll be interesting to see how both the AWPers can fully get around that hurdle, really get past it, and see if they are still able to fully get the most out of that big green on their T side.
Yeah, I think it should be a good one. I think Into the Breach, they are gonna, you know, they are gonna try and do their best here, especially on a map that I feel like we see a lot from them. We see it time and time again, looking really strong here. But I don't know, it really could be anyone's game.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I do think another point will be like the call in on Inferno. We did see a few times teams try to sell fakes here or there on Nuke. Obviously, the one that really springs to mind is the one for Into the Breach on their T side where they had 4 players down on B, and Thomas, he was just lurking towards Squeaky. As soon as he got that kill, the call was so reactive, so quick, just bursted up, and that was a huge round for Into the Breach to win. You can sell a few fakes on Inferno. You can get in the backlines, getting through long, going into Arch, and you can do a few B splits. So I feel like it'll be really interesting to see how the in-game leaders of both teams can really sort of dictate the pace, how they can sort of control and force the other team into making mistakes through their calling.
We do believe we have some technical issues going on here. We are going to go into a short break, and hopefully it will all be sorted.
Change a single thing, 'cause we made it. Fate has a plan for you and me. So let's chase it. You are my serenity, everything I'll ever need. I swear I'd cross the 7 seas just to show you that you'll always be glass while I'm thinking in my head. I mind my own, I don't even break a sweat. Oh, this madness is insane. Why you still live in vain? I'm not the one, you're the victim of your own mistakes. It's time to hit the lights under the street lights, under the street lights. Untold stories, they were left behind. The silent breeze, I got nothing on my...
Welcome back, guys. It's finally all been sorted, all been fixed, and we're going straight into it. It is 3-3, a little bit late on our side, but it is all fixed. I do apologise about that, but we'll be going straight back into it now.
I mean, we can actually see, obviously at the top, just under the scoreboard, you can see the rounds, the way they went. PACT, once again, they won the pistol round, but failed to convert the second into the breach. They got a couple in a row thanks to that. Being very back and forth here.
Yeah, it is into the breach starting on that CT side. We spoke about how teams do prefer the CT side. Obviously, we didn't get to see the knife round or kind of how it went, but still looking really good. And the player that I pointed out at the start of this game was Adam. Adam currently 8-4, the top performing player in the whole server. So clearly doing a lot of work towards Banana.
Yeah, not a perfect buy here from PACT, by no means. They do have 3 AKs at least. There's still a couple of MP9s actually on into the breach. Neither team have an incredible buy, but great find from Smooya. Full blind, just going for a timing shot, and does take out one of those AKs I spoke about.
It's lovely stuff there. We're going to be seeing the nade from Dobbo. And look at that. Beanox dropped down to 8 HP. Cypher might be able to find Toa here. It's all about timing on the swing. Sees his toes, but won't convert the kill yet. Does still have a nade as well. It's all about timing on Smooya's peak. Finds Toa. Lovely shot there. The final 3 players on PACT are going towards B. We will be seeing the players.
With Beanox being so low, it's not looking incredible. Both of them right now are CT. I'm not sure if one of them is boosted up. By the looks of things, they probably are.
Yeah, no, it is Dobbo boosted up. Adam will be taking first contact. Smoke will come through, and Adam just going to be spraying through the smoke, but Dobbo finds one. That's Beanox getting taken down. Oh, look at that. I mentioned Adam, the confidence to push through smokes and has the kind of the mindset for it, and look at it. It works perfectly. Just swings through and finds 2.
4-3. Great stuff there from Into the Breach. This one should be a bit of a freebie. PACT, don't really expect them to be able to fully buy in this.
Now we're going to be bringing out a P250 and a flash. Potentially going to be seeing something fast towards Banana. We do have a player going second mid, and that is Toa.
Quite a bit of challenge mid, actually. There's a few players towards this top mid brackets position.
The Banana has been taken very comfortably from Into the Breach. Obviously, no contact shown or utility shown from PACT towards B. The thing is, the problem with a player like Adam pushing through smokes is PACT, they can just do this. They've got a player in Mexi, 3 sitting T ramp, and Adam just needs to not push here, or he will lose his life and surely get give away an M4 in the process. He's playing passively here. Now the kills come through. He finds 1. We still have a player in apartments as well.
Yeah, this looks like it's just going to be a bit of an easy cleanup here.
Lovely one tap from Dobbo there. We do have the Deagle in play on Lunatic. We'll find Thomas. Cypher finds Saiyan. And it is just Lunatic that remains. 19 HP, but will get taken down by Adam. And that's a lovely round, only losing one player. So Into the Breach's money is going to be looking really good. Obviously, PACT didn't invest that much in the last, so not the unexpected kind of result for them. But that's 3 in a row for Into the Breach. The real question is, can they find 4?
Yeah, you got the full buyout again. Saint doesn't have enough finances to get the AWP out. But it's interesting because we spoke about a lot of the time how it's very difficult to AWP on the T side. I wonder if, even if he had the money, would he get an AWP out? Very aggressive from Beanox. In the molly is Adam trapped, but Dobbo with the spray transfer gets a double, gets a triple.
We still got 3 players towards B, even after Adam getting taken down. And the real problem there is it took them quite a while to kill Adam. It allowed Dobbo to swing out, keep his teammate alive, and at least get the trade very quickly here. Dobbo will eventually get taken down. We do have Toa in the back line, but Thomas going to find this kill every day of the week, and there we have it. And now it is just Sane remains in the 1 versus 3. Cypher needs to be aware that Apartments could be the play, but does get the perfect timing to just duck into cover.
If Sane can find Cypher here, there's a real chance, but he can't. Cypher, position too good. 6 rounds on the board. It's just going to be another partial buy. This is where things can really spiral out of control for Into the Breach.
And Into the Breach are looking really good in this one. They should be able to find 7. Obviously, PACT's last kind of half buy with the pistols wasn't very successful, but we've seen so many half buys, be successful in this game. Seemingly they are going to be taking a little bit of aggression towards B, but look at the util alone. It's done a fair bit of damage so far. Oh, Toa finding Thomas. What a headshot there. And now they're just going to be falling back and going towards A. We do have Smooya on the AWP very close here. Just going to be dropping the smoke. This is a real risk. Playing very close behind it.
This is a real risk.
We'll be falling back here, and we will be seeing a bait and switch setup. Adam now going to be swinging. We'll get 1. That was the M4 getting taken down. Oh my god, look at the damage done. This Molotov could take them down here. And there we have it. We'll find Rietz. Toa finds another, but can't do much more. And it is Beanox and Saiyan now. As announced, the counter-terrorists do win that one. It was a little bit dicey. We did see Toa get some important kills there with the Deagle, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, Adam and Dobbo were very low there as well, but they survived at the end of the round, so no reinvestments needed. 7 on the board now. Another full buy is out from PACT. AWP is in the hands of Saiyan in this one.
I wonder where Saiyan's going to be playing in this one. Just sat towards bottom mid.
There's 4 players beat, Fred. Look at this.
They're so confident in Cypher. There's just to hold A alone.
It just really shows clearly they believe that PACT have been conditioned into not taking A. It's a great find from Adam.
Oh, and Adam,
he wants more.
Found though, but Smooya with the trade. The flash is timed well, but Sane's peak was kind of, it was too perfect on the flash. It was as soon as the flash popped, so Smooya knew, I'm just going to shoot a shot and hopefully it lands, and in fact it did. But look at Smooya, he's so deep with the AWP here. Let's fire off a pot shot, and now it's Cypher's time to shine. Done a fair bit of damage. I doubt they are going to be aware of Thomas towards Mini Pit.
Oh, Dobbo is trapped in Cubby, but he just doesn't even need to move.
Your bird's eye view there. Surely these kills are going to come through here for ITB. Toa eventually gets taken down. Thomas, sorry, just switching to the USP.
Lunatic does have the bomb. He's only got 30 seconds to play with. 26 HP.
Was he trying that new silent drop?
Yeah, give it a go. It didn't work out.
It will just be Smooya defending the B side, but there's only 19 seconds remaining. Smooya's got a smoke and a Molotov, and as the time ticks away, he can just use that util. He's going for the kill, though. I like the confidence. And you can clearly see why, but that's 8. That's the half for Into the Breach on this CT side. And Nuke was a little bit back and forth. Inferno, though, is looking so dominant. Once again, though, we do have some technical issues going on.
We mentioned initially how this game was quite back and forth. I mean, it was 3-2 at one point. 4 packed. 6 rounds in a row though from Into the Breach. And I don't even know if there's been a bomb plant in any of those 6 rounds.
They haven't even needed it. Like, they can't even get towards the site. The only rounds where it seems as though they're towards the site is where they're getting swarmed by, 3-4 players on Into the Breach. Even on the eco round, we saw a player dancing around the pillar towards middle of A, but even if he has the bomb on his back, there's no way he's getting it down. And I think it's really limited the money. We see time and time again saying, obviously you had the AWP out, but it is really struggling. Just really is struggling to bring out the AWP, get the utility. It always seems to be limitations on PACT's full buys, and that could be because of the lack of the bomb plants.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be. I mean, with a few bomb plants here or there, they are on full loss bonus. It would allow them to constantly bring out these AKs, but it just hasn't been happening. So it's just they're just got to settle for these half buys, and that's what it's going to be once again in this one. Or at least you'd imagine it is.
I think a real problem that PACT are finding is, look at Smooya, look at Dobbo. They've got about $22,000 combined. They've got a lot of money in the bank, and that's something that PACT need to try and whittle away. But the fact that these rounds have been fairly dominant, it is just really tough for them. I think if Into the Breach can find double digits here on this CT side, though, that's certainly what they're going to be looking for. If they can find 2 out of the last 4, they're going to be completely set up to take this one. And then they'll be playing Savage next.
Yeah, that'll be a really exciting game, seeing Jacken versus Smooya. Not there just yet, though, as we are slowly, surely going into round 12. And yeah, as expected, it is just this partial investment for PACT, just these deals out.
It's all about what PACT can do in this one, though. They can find a couple kills here or there. That's certainly what they are going to be looking for. But once again, the B site is completely secured. And look at this, Adam. He's not worried about anything there. We'll find B-Nox.
And Banana is thoroughly under the control of Into the Breach in almost most of these rounds.
I can't wait to see how it differs from PACT's aggression towards B, because I don't think we've got players with the confidence of Adam. Smooya will find Toa, though. Can't get the second shot, but Thomas will keep him alive. Cypher as well. That's a lovely short setup. We've one on top of Porch, one underneath, and Thomas wasn't that far behind either. But Into the Breach, they find 9, and now this is the full buy coming in from PACT, and they have to realistically win this one.
You mentioned about the money of Into the Breach. Smooth's on 16k. He's on 16k after the buy. He didn't need to invest in anything, so it just shows he didn't use a single bit of util. They didn't feel like they needed to. He could have just taken these gunfights.
At the same time, though, you don't really want to be giving away 4,750 worth of a gun, let alone all the equipment and armor behind it. I do like this triple B setup so far. We do have Smooth in apartments. I doubt he's aware that Toa's already crossed.
Oh yeah, that could actually be huge.
Yeah,
they find a kill and just try to back off.
Cypher finds one. But there's no way they're going to be aware of Toa this deep. So when trying to rotate back towards the site, they might be caught here. Lunatic, though, is in apartments now. He's going to be looking towards the right. And Smooya eventually going to be peeking mid. Saiyan is holding him. I get taken down here. Cypher will get found from Toa. And now it's Smooya's time to shine. Finds one. Needs to find the second, though. Oh, he gets him as well. We still got a player towards the site, but it doesn't matter. Thomas will take both of them down. And that is a lovely round from Into the Breach.
Yeah, they really weren't aware that there was a second player there. I mean, I felt like as soon as we saw the underport player die, the whole site was clear. They didn't see anyone else. So you sort of have to think, are they really only playing one player site? And yeah, it completely caught them off. Smooya with a great double. Thomas as well, combining, getting two of his own.
obviously, you know, we saw Toa really deep there, and I thought that was going to be beneficial to PACT, but in fact, it worked out in the favor of Into the Breach, and Smooya finding too early on. Cypher as well got one of his own, and now it is just Lunatic and Toa to try and do some damage here, but I really think they're going to struggle. Say that, they've done a fair bit of damage, but Thomas will find one. Will lose his life, but look at the confidence of Smooya, just hopping out of apartments, getting the 3k. Even on a really tough line of sight, but Into the Breach, they found 11. This is PACT's final round of the half. If they want to do anything in this one, it's got to be now. And a player I think we have to mention is Sane. He was the top performing player on Nuke for PACT. He's 3-12 right now, and that just goes to show how difficult the AWP is on this T side of Inferno. Really struggling to get impact in this one, but might be able to find a kill now.
I mean, this game is just pure domination from Into the Breach. And you can see how full of confidence they are. And some of these players on this roster, that's the last thing you want them to be full of.
Adam's 19-6. I didn't even realise that.
Yeah, he might get 20th here. He's still pushing through, saying, you said he's had a tough game, and he's going to be annoyed about that one.
Especially because there was a player towards ramp. BO3 should have been holding that angle, especially as they know how Adam plays now. Surely they have to. But Cypher able to find two. BO3 now going to try and find these players towards B. Smooya on the AWP. What is this? 2 versus 2. In fact, missed shot from Smooya. That's very rare. Are they going to be going A? Yeah, they're going to be wrapping. I thought they'd be wrapping through long, but no, they're going to be going into Thomas. Thomas and Smooya, they're both looking really good in this one so far. Oh, Thomas finds one. The trade does come through. BO3 though, 22 HP. Ooh, missed shot from Smooya. Brings out the Deagle. Ooh, BO3 trying to give the round away, but no, they do find 4, and that's it. You know, that's a saving grace for them. They realistically, if they only found 3 on the T side, it was going to be really rough. But Into the Breach, they only need 5 rounds to close out the series. That's something I
You can imagine if they win the pistol.
Oh, it's done.
Closer. Yeah, I mean, look at what it took for PACT to win that round. BO3 needed a 4K. He is top fragging with 12 kills. Adam, not normally a player we see all the way up on the top of the leaderboard, but he's having a great game so far, 20-7.
You know what? I feel like on a lot of other maps, Adam's a little bit quiet. I think on Inferno, that's it. That's where he can shine. And especially towards Banana, Adam does so much work on the CT side towards B. And I feel like a lot of the time, he's a bit of a hero for Into the Breach. And certainly being one in this game so far. And I knew once we get to Inferno, that's Adam's domain. We're not going to be seeing this B hit. We got 3 players on the CT here. This could work out for them, but it's all about Dobbo's lurk. What can he do? Can he find this pick towards Boiler? That's going to be their first point of contact, surely. Oh no, Dobbo does get taken down. Smooya on the P2.
I've gone quite silently, so this flash might not be perfectly timed. Oh, in fact, it could be, actually.
Oh, Smooya finding BO3. Reacts on the back of the site, finds one. Looking for more, but Thomas with the trade. It nears the 3 versus 3. The bomb needs to go down. And Lunatic very fast here, but he's just going to get spammed. And Thomas with the kill. Brings it to the 3 versus 2. Thomas looking for more. Will convert as well. The bullets just seem to work for him. Not for Toa, though. They're really struggling to find this one. And Thomas might be able to close it out. And look at the confidence of Into the Breach. They don't care. They're going to swing him together. And that's 12. They've got an 8-round lead here. And they are successful on the pistol. You've got to imagine it has to be the force from PACT. They need to win this one.
Yeah, seems like Into the Breach, they've had enough of this series. They've played it enough rounds and they want to end it. And they want to end it now.
I like the buy from them. They got the 2 AKs, 2 MAC-10s, and the Galil. Should work out very well, but that's a lovely tag, but loses his life. Cypher just keeping these players towards B. Look at this nade, though. Drop down to
Really
30.
doesn't hit the mark.
Oh, that was from the scout, though.
Yeah, barely does anything. I think it's a 6 overall.
Really unfortunate here. We do just have this lone player defending B. It is Beanox. And when they come knocking towards B, what's he going to show? Drop down to 7 HP already. Oh, and look at Cypher just pushing through, but Thomas will in fact take him down. And I think you've got to imagine this is done. I think these players have to save, give themselves a fighting chance in the next. We've got the 2 MAC 10s in play, Charlie, and we know how much both Adam and Cypher want the hunt. They might get given it here.
To make even more money in the bank. I'll be amazed if all 3 of these players get out alive in this.
I'd be amazed if any of them survive. They do seem to be pressuring Library now. And there we have it. Thomas with the AK finds one. Riat's giving him his position away. We're looking for Thomas as well. Ooh, okay. Thomas in a really tough position. But look at that. The kills are going their way. Riat's with the MAC 10 in hand. We'll find him. But Dobbo now looking for this final kill. Into the breach. They did give up a lot. But at the same time, they know this is just going to be an eco. They can't realistically force. And even if they do, into the breach, their buy's still going to be better.
Yeah, I mean, they could actually force just solely because of how big the deficit is.
Right,
Yeah,
but
they
I think
choose not to.
a 9 round,
be a few pistols.
I think a 9 round difference, 10 round difference isn't going to be the biggest of changes for them, but they need to start bringing out the rifles. They can't just be having these weak buys. We do see the A stack though from PACT. They're just going to be probing towards B here. Now into the breach. We do have
Pretty
Dobbo
quickly, they're going to confirm that this site is clear.
just slowly peeking out towards A. Dobbo and Thomas can go on a field day here. They find another. It seems
In the
those
meantime, the B site has been taken.
these pistols, they seem to just not be swinging together. After that first kill was found, they should have just all pushed through. I feel like they would have been able to do a lot more than this. We still have the MAC 10 in play as well on Riat.
Yeah, he'd quite like to get a couple of kills, maybe, see if he can make a bit of money.
Oh, he's slowly going to be pushing up here. I doubt he's aware of Dobbo, but it doesn't matter. Dobbo, perfect time on the swing.
And look, they just delayed their bomb plant for so long.
I think they know that there's an AK in hand and they want to get rid of that. Dobbo towards long. He needs to check grave or surely will get taken down here. Has been spotted, but Toa giving his position away now. And now Cypher's pushing through. He wants the AK. He wants to upgrade his weapon. Oh. He doesn't decide to molly grave. He has to realise the grave is going to be the play and will find the kill. AK can be retrieved, but that's 14 for ITB. 2 rounds away from securing the series. Ancient was fairly close. Nuke 2 overtimes, but Inferno is a completely different story.
Yeah, I mean, and it's quite clear to see why. Sane, like you mentioned, he was the top performing player in the previous map. He's on 3 kills. Just hasn't had the impact with the AWP really would want.
I believe he does have the AWP in play this round. It's all about what he can do though. Smooya on top of the logs, just going to be holding. They don't find anything from that coffin's flash though. Dobbo got himself in a deep position here. Taking apartments control into the breach. They've taken control of Banana. They've got 1 in 2 in apps in fact. This is going to be really tough for PACT as they have very limited control. And this is where into the breach. They can play this slowly. They can just wait. They can execute a site. And they should be completely fine. There is a massive gap in that smoke. But Adam gives his life away. I don't think they realised that it was the one-way smoke. Cypher needs to be aware.
Oh, Lunatic's timing.
Oh, Smooya will find him. I think Lunatic could have potentially tried to find Smooya as well. Obviously, it is a massive risk playing Trigger Discipline, especially when going through a smoke like that, but could have found 2. It is this 4 versus 3, though, in favour of PACT. That nade's going to do a fair bit. In fact, a little too shallow. They're going to be going out towards B now, though. Beanox in a great position. They are going to be smoking him off, but the spam will come through. Oh, Dobbo will get taken down, but it was in fact by Saiyan. Oh, and now the spam comes through from Thomas. Smooya and Thomas, 2v4. That's another kill while flashed. Feel as though Smooya keeps hitting these shots while blind. Thomas needs to plant the bomb, though. Just going to be faking once again. Oh, and he gives up his life, and now it's all on Smooya. 7 seconds remaining. Just going to be saving. I think I like it. I like the taps on the bomb and trying to fake out a push, but at the same time, after you tap the bomb 2-3 times, they know that you're never going to be sticking it. You're just going to keep tapping because you want to try and find a pick, and PACT, they just played it really passively.
Yeah, finally get their first round off their CT side, but they're going to need a lot more of those if this comeback's even going to be possible.
We see the force around Smooya's AWP. Obviously, Cypher still got a fair bit in the reserve, potentially for the AWP on their next 4-buy, but they're going to be getting fairly aggressive here. They're both playing anti-flash. Oh. Oh, Dobbo will find Lunatic here.
That's another weapon retrieved.
It's a lovely flash to delay. Beanox, though, just going to be dropping the Molotov. But they're going to be potentially going through this. Beanox completely alone. Thomas does have the molly for Nubox. Oh, and Beanox getting taken down. 15 can be found. Ooh, look at the molly. Oh!
Oh!
It's just Dobbo that remains. I think this was a 4v2 at one point. Oh, he's been hurt as well. Dobbo, 13 HP. And that Molotov doing so much there, Toa. Gonna be ecstatic about... Oh no, was it Saiyan's molly?
Yeah, Saiyan, yeah. Honestly, he probably had more impact with that Molotov than the AWP in this game.
Yeah, that's really, really rough to think about. That could have been 15 for ITB. But not the biggest of problems for them. They still have an 8-round lead.
Yeah, it keeps PACT alive for a bit longer. And doesn't give away match point just yet. Smooya is fully invested in this. The rest of his team definitely have not.
I think Smooya knows he's gonna get an AWP in the next from Cypher.
So just
So just
give
buy.
Cypher nothing.
Yeah, Cypher, you don't need anything. You can.
Well,
you
in
can...
fact, this could actually go a bit out of control. Oh! That is ridiculous. The util these last 2 rounds have been unbelievable.
That was
He
ridiculous.
was getting hunted down. There was 4 players there, Fred.
Just.
If he went down, that was the bomb site. That was the bomb going down.
I'm lost for words. That's twice now that the util's just kind of saved PACT. There's the full
Yeah,
buy
look at
though.
this. Cypher's
Yeah,
on a
sorry,
D.
D's on a D. Smooya. That's toxic.
Saying the AWP though. That's a nice opening.
Oh no, Cypher's got an AK. Just take Dobbo's AK. Fairly limited utility though on Into the Breach. And this is where, you know, PACT can slowly get back into this one. Obviously they are still 7 rounds behind, but it's not all over for them.
A little bit of tag damage there on Adam. They've retaken top banana. This nade. Ooh, does a solid amount of damage.
Thomas once again towards apartments. Creating a little bit of a fake.
Adam
love
takes
this.
banana again, but yeah, look at the rest of the team. They are in mid.
Smooya, perfect flash there. Thomas going to be peeking. Oh, he finds them both. Cypher's second flash there. Thomas could do this.
Oh, and they're gambling, eh?
Oh,
But it's a B exec.
It was just a fake. We mentioned that Thomas was just there to lurk, sell a little bit of a fake, and look how deep Adam is. What a way to find 15, and this could just be the eco. I think PACT are slowly piecing together the puzzle, but Lunatic will get taken down. Beanox as well. Gonna try and take some control back, but surely this just has to be a save.
I think it has to be.
They've not got any control.
Lunatic could find Adam. They could have definitely went for it, but yeah, that's really unfortunate there. But it's just we've seen time and time again Thomas going for those sort of lurks, and he's been a real difference maker in certain rounds due to it. It just didn't seem like PACT put 2 and 2 together.
They were great kills from Thomas, but it was more the flashes from Smooya and Cypher that got him those kills. They were just perfect. But this could be it. Into the breach. They found 15. They're on map point. PACT. They had a couple rounds on map point. Series point in the last. We'll see how many it will take into the breach to take this one. Obviously, PACT going to need to win the next 8 rounds in a row to keep them in this series.
Yeah, I mean, surely 8 match points will be enough for Into the Breach to close this one out. Still a full buy from PACT. Saint back on the AWP.
This aggression from Rietz, though, might be able to take down Adam. Oh, the smoke. I think the smoke landing alerted Adam that it was going to be the mid push. Cypher just needs to swing. The molly alone. Lunatic doing a lot of damage with that one. It's all about timing here. Adam spotted one. This is where they can just go towards A. Adam is responsible for keeping that bomb as well. Toa might be able to find Smooya here, though. He's going to be aggressing with the AWP in hand. Hasn't found any contact yet. Might be able to take down this player. I know he's rotating in towards long. Saying, we'll find one. And Adam, if he can find this player towards B. Oh, it might be the B play now. He's dropping the bomb. Adam's going to take some control. Is this 3 versus 2?
Yeah, Lunatic. The weight's on his shoulders. Adam's boosting himself up.
They've taken some control here now. The bomb will go down, but look at this nade. Thomas dropped down to 12 HP. It is this 3 versus 2. Smooya, the only real player with health here. He's going to be fighting towards Banana. If you can find this pick, you've got to imagine it's all over. It's all on Lunatic now in the 1 versus 3. And Thomas just fading the smoke. They're going to be going side to side, shoulder to shoulder. But Smooya with the trade and into the breach. They find 16. They take the series. And they're going to be ecstatic with that result. So happy with how that worked out for them.
Yeah, I mean, what a game it was. I mean, it was just pure domination, really, from Into the Breach. PACT, it felt like they just couldn't really even get their foot in the door. It was just absolute domination from them since the word go, really. And I think we knew Into the Breach and Inferno was good, but I didn't know it was that good.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Both Adam and Thomas putting up 24 kills each. But, you know, I mentioned it at the start of the game, a player that I think we definitely need to look out for, and a player that is going to really change how the game will work out was Adam. And my prediction did come true. Adam, absolute domination there. Just did so well, and it was something that PACT really couldn't handle when they were on that T side. Adam just taking so much control, Banana. But if you had to, you know, the series is done. Into the breach, they have taken it. You've got to award a star player, Charlie. Who do you think was the star for Into the Breach and also potentially for PACT?
Well, for PACT, I feel like I'm going to go for Lunatic, actually. I know saying he had a lot of important kills with the AWP on maps like Nuke, but I feel like Lunatic in general, he was a real threat. And it seemed like every round he was alive, I always had that sort of bit of hope that, yeah, this guy could probably do it. Obviously, it wasn't to be Into the Breach, so they did win it, but he would get my award for PACT. For Into the Breach, honestly, I felt like in every map it was a different player or it was a different group of players stepping up for them. And I felt like it would be harsh to just give it to one player. I feel like Inferno really you could just watch that final map and you could fully understand what I mean about just on their CT side, the confidence they had. Everybody's pushing in different places, just really making PACT feel so uncomfortable. And I felt like just the team had so much confidence. The team had so many great performances, so many big rounds for individuals. Like Dobbo, in a number of the games on the new game, he was having quite a tough game, quite a slow. Similar with the Ancient one, in fact. Obviously, he was on the A site. He didn't have much impact, but maps like Inferno, he got a number of huge holds. There was a few rounds on Nuke where he had huge impact kills. The one that comes to mind is Ramp when Smooya baited him in. He got 4 kills there. So I feel like even though Dobbo wasn't always top of the leaderboard, he had huge impact kills as well. So I feel like the whole team really just played perfectly.
Yeah, no, I think Into the Breach, every player really had real impact. I think for the side of PACT, I'm gonna give it to Toa. I feel like time and time again we saw Toa getting those opening picks, really making it tough for Into the Breach, and it was really great for them, but it wasn't enough. A little bit unfortunate, but you know, a round that comes to mind, Inferno getting those 2 kills with the Deagle. It wasn't a round that they were successful with, but to open things up against, you know, M4s against AWPs with just that Deagle, it just goes to show that did really well in those certain situations. But for me, I mentioned him right at the start of the series, the player that I feel like would have the most impact, just kind of keeping the team very level, is Thomas. I think, you know, he ended it pretty much top of the score, but only 1 kill behind Smooya over the whole series. But Thomas, he was consistently at the top. I feel like we didn't have a game where he wasn't there, but we also didn't really, you know, apart from the last one where he top performed, it seemed as though he was always at the top, always needing to do his job, and it just worked out perfectly for Thomas. But yeah, a great game from them. I do believe we are going to be going into the next series. As we mentioned, it is against Savage. It will be starting at 5 p.m. CEST or 4 p.m. BST, so in about half an hour or so. But you know, what are your final remarks about the series, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, Into the Breach, they looked great in that, and I mean, in general, we always know how good a team they can be, but they definitely don't have an easy task ahead. Savage, they did win against Tricked 2-0 in a reasonably dominant fashion, so they've got to really be on their A game if they want to win that one.
Yeah, 100%. It looked very good for Savage in those games. But Into the Breach, they had a tough one in this series, but the momentum that's going to be brought over from this final map, Inferno, could be really helping them out. But as we go into the slight break, I hope you guys all enjoyed that series, and I can't wait to see how the next one plays out. But as mentioned, we'll see you guys very shortly.